Yeah. All right. What's going on, everybody? Who we 186 back again with another podcast, the Overrated Podcast, episode 73. I am your co-host, Hoovy 186, and with me is Traditionalist 101.
Yep. Traditionalist 101 is here, everyone. And you know how it is. Let's hold on to tradition, folks. But let's try to. I know we're running short on time. Started a little late. And but the reason why we're starting on Wednesday is simply because I was out of town. I went to Georgia for the weekend, and then I came back Monday night, and I was pretty exhausted, from the trip because I could have done it, but the problem was I got out. I came home so late because we had another stop. We had to go from Georgia to South Carolina, wait a few hours there, and then we had to move. Then we moved back down to Florida. So I had to take an extra trip. I don't know why they did it that way at the time. Then I discovered that Georgia doesn't go to Fort Lauderdale. They go to Miami, but they don't go to Fort Lauderdale. So I got pissed off with that, and which is why it took so long, and that's why we couldn't go Monday. So my apologies.
I didn't know you were in Georgia. I thought you went to Texas. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Texas.
I thought you went to Texas.
Where did
But
Texas come from?
I don't know. I know you've been there before, right?
Yeah, but but when did I ever say I was? I mean, I'm planning on going back there, but I mean, I never
I
said.
don't know. I didn't know you were taking a trip. This came out of nowhere for me.
How did it came out of nowhere? I shared the pictures and everything in the chat.
Like you shared the pictures in the chat, but you didn't say that you were going to Georgia prior.
Yeah, like you would care. Like you wouldn't care anyway. So
No, it's not that I wouldn't care. No, I just didn't know that you were going. It just came out of nowhere.
well, I mean, yeah,
It,
it was. Well, not necessarily. I did kind of plan to go there,
well,
but
what part of Georgia did you go to?
Savannah.
Savannah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
I mean,
Savannah.
honestly, if you drove, I don't know how far up Savannah is. I'm gonna do this on the map real quick because I've also been to Georgia. It's the only other state that I've been to.
But then you go there for like a. But you didn't go there because you were on vacation.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
you're right.
cool.
You're right.
Yeah. I forgot what it was, but then you go there for because something
Bullshit. Bullshit. That's
because
my
of
fault.
something happened to a
Yeah,
family
bullshit.
member.
Yeah, bullshit. That's my fault. So
Eh,
honestly,
yeah.
so how long did your trip take from going onto the plane? Going obviously going to South Carolina. and then going to Miami. How long did that take?
Over 6 hours because I went to the airport. The plane took off around like 3:05, 3:10.
Mhm. Oh my god.
Then we went to South Carolina,
Hmm.
and that didn't take off until like 7:30.
And how long did it take to go to Georgia to South Carolina?
Like
I don't think.
not that long. Like
Yeah, not that long.
maybe like 45 minutes to an hour.
Mm. And you didn't do any sightseeing or nothing like that.
I didn't want to take the chance.
Yeah.
I wanted to. I just wanted to at the very least see, but I didn't want to go back to security again
Yeah.
and deal with all the hassle taking out my shoes. And I was already in the airport, so I might as well just stay there. Get
And
a
you were there for 4 hours.
yeah, yeah,
Damn.
yeah. So that was the part I did not like. That was horrible.
I was gonna suggest a drive, but honestly, I mean, the drive to where I live at to Valdesta, which is where I went. That took 6 hours. So if you drove, it probably would have taken you like Savannah's pretty. I would say Savannah's like in the middle eastern half of Georgia. So that would have taken you like 8-9 hours if you drove.
Well, yeah, because Savannah is about 2 hours or 1 and 40 hours, an hour and 40 minutes to 2 hours from Atlanta.
Yeah.
So it's just south, from Atlanta. So yeah, I think you're right. If when you add all the calculations and everything, yeah,
Mhm. Okay, but as long as you had fun, that's good.
yeah, I had fun. I ate a lot of exotic food too. Like it was the food over there was interesting. Like they had these alligator balls, or they call alligator fillets or fillets, something like that, and they were fried, and they look like meatballs.
Mhm.
I had some of that, and I had a bison burger, like a actual bison. Like, and I asked the lady, the bartender, "Is this actual bison?" She's like, "Yeah, it's legit
Oh, she
bison."
wouldn't. She wouldn't know that.
Well, she works at the restaurant, so I'm sure
Okay,
that
that's fine. But she served drinks. Like she wouldn't know that.
I'm pretty sure that she
No.
knows, because when you work in a restaurant, I'm pretty sure you know what food uh,
Uh,
that's involved, especially if you work there. Come on, man. So I'm
no.
giving her credit, and but I believe her too, because the food it tastes so different. I'm thinking like it was gonna be a regular traditional burger. It tastes nothing like a regular hamburger. Nothing. But I enjoyed it though. Although the texture was different, I and the taste was different, I still enjoyed it. Even the alligator, whatever it is, I enjoyed that
No,
too.
you said it right the first time.
The place was called B&D Burgers. That's what it was
Mhm.
called. I went to this other restaurant called Logan's. That place was good too. So yeah, I had definitely a decent experience. The only thing that disappointed me was I didn't get a chance to see mountains. That was like further up north. I didn't realize you had to go way up north past Atlanta to like to go hiking and stuff like that. But I'll remember that the next time.
What the fuck are you hiking for? Look, hiking is the most useless activity that I can think of.
Are you
You just,
serious?
yeah, legit. You're just going in the mountains just to go to the mountains. That's it. And you have no idea what type of wilderness is there. It's like what are we doing? What are we doing hiking?
Just for the experience. You're in nature. It's good exercise. So it's just for the experience, and then you get to be at the top of the mountain, be able to see a nice good view. I mean, it's all for the experience, dude.
If you watch nature on TV, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, man.
No, remember, everybody, this is the same guy that doesn't like to do anything. He doesn't like to do nothing. So of course he's going to say that. Oh, let me guess. Speaking of our podcast, is it overrated? Are you saying going hiking is an overrated activity?
Honestly, I think it's below that. I wouldn't even do that at all. So I wouldn't even call it overrated. It's just like it's useless, in my
Useless.
opinion.
A useless activity. So when people go walking down at the beach, is that a useless activity too?
No, nothing's gonna kill me at the beach. At least theoretically, no. I'd much rather do that than go hiking,
Oh, come on, man.
surrounded by a bunch of tree bark and all the other nasty shit. Like, no, I'm good. I'm good, man. Let me read some comments. Conspiracy agent first one to comment. How you doing, bro? Malta, how you doing, bro? And David W, how you doing? How you doing? He said that
What's up, Dave?
nature, nature in TV is not at all like nature in real life. I know. That's why I prefer the TV version. I like my nature far, far away. And jellyfish can kill you at the beach. Yeah,
Yes.
as long as I'm not towards the water, I'm fine. I'm fine. They have locations at the beach. They have stuff at the beach. I'm good. I'm
Again, everybody, this is the same guy that doesn't like to do anything. So they don't trust me. This is how he is, legitimately. This is how he is. This is the same guy that will say, "Oh, trying new stuff is overrated, or it's stupid, or it doesn't mean anything." This is the guy right here.
no,
Hoovy
no, no,
one
no,
eighty
no,
six.
no. It's not. New stuff is not the thing. It's the stuff that you want to do is what I don't want to do.
Like what? Like what are you
Like
talking about?
parachuting, alligator fighting, all these weird white people shit that you want to do. I'm not interested in that, man. I'm just not interested in that.
I A lot of people would love to go parachuting and skydiving. A lot of people would like to do that.
I mean, y'all can have it. I'm good. Y'all can have it. I'm good. Now we are on a time limit because I do have to go to work later, and we have a lot of very involved topics. But before we start, is there anything you want to complain about this week? I know you already got something to complain about.
You want to? I thought we was going to start out with the NFL first.
No, we'll do the NFL, but like I said, I know for a fact that you have something that you want to complain about. So go ahead, complain about it, and then we can start the podcast.
No, before I start my complaint and my whining and crying. What you didn't tell us how your weekend went. You and then after that,
It's the same thing that I always do. I work. That's it. I did buy Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
yeah, that's okay.
I did buy that.
And me and mind you, everybody, this is the
And, and, I,
same
and, I,
guy.
and I bought a wireless controller. It's not the pro controller. I don't think they didn't have those in stock where I went. But I bought a what is it called? I think it's a Pro ZN controller or something like that. It's compatible obviously with the Switch, but it's also compatible with PC and Windows. So it's a multi-use controller. But so far so good, man. I like how it feels. Very. It feels good. It feels good. Like I'll show you. I'll show you a picture. I don't think I took a picture of it. So I'll show you a picture, Steve, and then you'll give me your opinion on it.
This is the same guy. Now, me and Randy called him out on this. This is the same guy that been trashing the console for decades. This dude has been all he every just about every Nintendo console that has come out after the GameCube. This dude has trashed, and now all of a sudden, Hoovy 186, all of a sudden you are having the time of your life with this console. Explain yourself, man. What in the world is going on here?
All right. First of all, not one time did I say that I was having the time of my life with the console. That's never been said. That's never been said. So that's strike one on you and Randy. Two, I said that while the hardware is still garbage, I always said that the games were the best part of the console. Did I or did I not? Did I not say that?
Wait. Did you just say that the game is garbage?
No, I said the hardware is garbage.
The hardware is garbage.
Yeah,
Mind you, everybody. This is the Switch that we're talking about. The Switch. Go
yeah.
ahead.
The
Go ahead.
hardware of the console is garbage. It's the software that saves it. It's the software is why I bought it. So and because I and mainly because I showed one picture of me being in second place the first time I did online racing in Mario Kart, which solidifies my legacy as a goat in that game.
Oh,
Right.
get out of here with that garbage. Go ahead.
All because of that, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I love the Switch. No, no, that's not the case. No, that's not the case. So hold on, I'm gonna show you the picture right now.
Show us the picture. Show us show us the picture of this
No, I'm
garbage
show- I'm
console that
showing
you
I'm
have.
showing I'm showing you the picture, and then I don't know how to put it on the computer, but I posted a picture. Is purple.
Why don't you just put it on Twitter and then you show it that way?
I'll do that later. It's too involved. But anyway, Nolan, how you doing, bro? Ruben, how you doing, bro? How y'all guys doing?
Ruben, what's up? I know it's like 8 o'clock, but man, it's such an honor to have all you guys to come and watch this podcast. I appreciate you all. You guys are great. But go
Yes.
ahead, Having. I'm waiting for you. We need for you to finish explaining yourself so I could go on my rant. But you, yeah, I think you need to take back all the negative stuff that you've been saying about Nintendo and the Switch. Go
No,
ahead. Go
no,
ahead.
no, no. Like
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You think I'm joking? No, you being called out right now. You being
no.
called out right now because for years I had to hear this guy
Mm-hmm.
talk about how awful the Switch is and
Mm-hmm.
how awful Nintendo is as a company,
Mm-hmm.
and now he is enjoying playing their games. Yeah. Having you need to explain yourself now.
No, no. Like, first of all, did I buy the Switch from Nintendo?
I
No,
mean,
I did
Nintendo,
not.
I
No,
mean,
no, I did not. No,
Nintendo makes
the answer is no. The
Nintendo
answer
makes
is
the
no.
console.
I don't give a shit what they made. I didn't buy it from them. I bought it from Randy, and obviously I was going to buy stuff on it. Like, I don't buy console just not to use it.
Okay.
It's dumb. I still think the hardware is garbage. But I also said that the saving grace of the Switch is the games. I already bought one of the games that I wanted to play on it, and I already told you all the games that I was going to buy on it.
Okay.
So what? So what? So why are we wasting time with you trying to get me with some gotcha over something that everything that I said is true, right? And then everything you're trying to get me on don't hold water. It don't hold water. So it's like what are we doing here?
No, it does hold water because who in their right mind trashes a device, constantly complain about a particular device, saying how the device is garbage, saying how the device is trash,
Mhm.
saying that's something that this is an overrated piece of device, and now you are investing in the exact same device that you've been trashing. Yes, we're going to call you out on it. Yes, we are. Me and Randy called you out in the chat, and we're going to call you out on here in this podcast. Yes,
All right,
yes,
well, okay.
ladies and gentlemen, this is the same guy that's been trashing the Switch, and now he's having the time of his life,
I
showing off,
never said
showing
that.
off. The-
Now I
You, you, you,
never said that.
you had so much fun with that console that you actually decided to take pictures of your success winning on a Mario Kart game.
I
That's what you
I
did.
did that to prove a point. I did that to prove a point. We okay. For those of you who are listening right now, me, Steve, um, Randy, and Riddler, we had a discussion regarding kart racers, right? And I said that when it comes to Mario Kart, I am very very good at it. It don't matter if it's the original. Um, if I wanted to, I can dominate the N64 one too, but I didn't like that version. Right? Double Dash, Mario Kart Wii. Now, mind you, the first two times, the only two times I played Mario Kart Wii, I came in first place against him, the guy who owned the console, his brother, and somebody else. I forgot who else was with us, but I won two times, twice, and I trust me. If there was one console I would never buy, it was the Wii. And even with all that, I still dominated. I still dominated.
Hmm.
And then I told them that I would go on. Like, I pretty much said that I'm really good at the game. It don't matter what. And the picture I posted proved that. the first time I played online, I was in second place. And if I had known the track and like I did the back of my hand, I would have been in first. Easy. That was proof. I didn't do it because I'm so happy I had the switch. La, 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 la. No, none of that. None of that. Now I will admit that I do like the fact that I have all three consoles.
Yes.
I do like that. I do like the fact that the system is easier to utilize. And I'm very happy that I bought this controller. Because one of my civil complaints is the Joy Cons are absolute dog shit. And they absolutely are. And that's not going to change. The Joy Cons are absolute horseshit. That's why I bought the controller.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So let me read some comments. Ruben said I prefer Crash Team Racing. You know, we talked about Crash Team Racing.
Yeah, we did.
And all the races out there, Crash Team Racing the hardest one. The hardest one. While I can walk into Mario Kart any generation and dominate, this game's hard. This game's hard. This game will clap your cheeks. This game's hard. Let me see. But I'm sure I said this. We was worth the investment even after the 2.5 year shortage. It like for Nintendo, I get it because it was a phenomenon. I just hated everything it stood for, and that's never gonna change.
What, you talking about the Wii?
Yeah, and the games by and large weren't good enough to justify that console. It wasn't, but the Switch to me is. That's why I bought it. Even though I should have gotten a homeboy discount, regardless of that, I bought it. So hold on, let me read this. Notice I didn't say I was an expert at CTR. CTR is a challenge. Yeah, it is. Yeah, people know, man. People know. See, Crash Team Racing is not easy. It is not easy.
Yeah.
So, and the best I ever did in that game online was fourth.
Really?
Yeah, that game's hard, bro. And people online, they know how to play that game. You know, yeah, they know how to play that game, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Crash Team Racing is probably the most technical out of the other racers, out of Mario Kart and Sonic Team Racing or Sonic All Stars. Yeah, I think CTR is probably the most difficult one out of the three. So I definitely agree.
Yeah. So yeah. So all right, go ahead with your rant. While you pop it up, let me read this from Ruben. It said that especially the remake, I beat the original, still working on the remake. Yeah. So go on your rant.
Which remake is he talking about?
The
Which remake are you talking about?
Crash Team Racing remake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have that game.
All right. So this is going to be my small little rant. I'm not going to take too much time on it because we obviously know that Hoovy over here hates it when I want to discuss comics in this channel. Despite the fact that a lot of these are, some of them are game related.
No,
Because I
this
consider
is not. This is not. This is not. This is not.
yeah. I mean, yes, it's still part of the industry to a degree.
No, it's not.
Okay. Oh, whatever. I need to go on a quick rant real quick, and it's going to be quick. And if Hoovy wants to share an opinion, fine. If not, fine. But I am pretty much sick and tired of DC at this point, gentlemen. I'm pretty sick and tired of this DC going woke and DC doing all these stupid experiments, with iconic characters, beloved characters that we like. DC is purposely trying to sabotage the company within. And this is what I'm talking about. Joker becomes pregnant in new DC comic, and you'll never guess, the father. I'm not going to read the whole entire article, but just to give you guys an idea of what's going on here. Now, before I read the article, I want to make this very, very clear to everybody. Okay, let me stop this, and I want to make this very clear to everyone. This is the comic that they are referring to, the Joker comic. I don't know if you guys can see it clearly. You can see it, right, Movie?
Yeah.
All right. This is the comic that they are talking about, the Joker. I subscribed to it, and I pretty much had a little debate with Jabanis. I don't think he's here. He's probably not going to watch because he knows I'm going to trash what DC has done. But this is the comic right here. And just to be very, very clear, um, let me see if I can find it. Okay, so where is it? Oh, hurry up.
All right, while you
So
do that, let me read this real quick from a conspiracy agent. He said he made a joke saying Bane and Killer Croc is the father of Joker's baby. And Ruben said I saw something about Joker being pregnant.
yeah, so right here, if you guys could see it, um, at this bottom page, uh, pretty shows that Joker pretty much had a baby, and he had a baby from Zatanna, who
Wait,
is
did you just bought this? I know
no,
you
no, no,
subscribed to it, but
no, 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 no. I already bought this already.
oh, so how long ago did you buy it?
Um, dang, I subscribed to it. I bought this was before I went on vacation.
Oh,
Um, yeah. So now, what I was trying to say before I was interrupted,
my bad.
this story right here has nothing to do with the actual with the actual story arc. It is not canon to the. There's actually two stories in here. They have the original Joker story and a little. I guess you could call it like some knockoff joke type of thing that DC or experiment that DC is trying to do. So it's two separate stories in this one book. I just want to make that very, very clear to everybody. Having said all that, I don't care. I don't care if it's a joke. I don't care if it's a separate story. I don't care if it's a different universe. I don't give a rip what DC is trying to do. This is garbage. Having Joker becoming pregnant, whether if it's a joke or not, whether if it's a different universe or not, is garbage. And that is something that I no longer want to tolerate from DC. That is something I will refuse to support, from DC. And this is the reason why people are leaving the comic book industry and going to mangas. This is the reason why people are trying to make their own comics because they're no longer DC and Marvel are no longer giving us what we want. They're not giving us what we want anymore. So let's read the article real quick. I'm not going to read all of it, but for the sake of time, yeah. Do you have anything to say, Hoovy?
No.
Okay, good. So let me skip over to right here. Okay, the picture where I showed you guys. So the twist in question comes in backup featuring included in issue 4, which is the book that I have, which is written by Matthew Rosenberg and drawn by Francisco. I can't pronounce the last name. This story shows a confrontation between Joker and Zatanna, like I mentioned earlier, as the latter fools, the clown prince of crime, plot to steal Gotham's water supply. Now, it's not going to tell you too much detail of what happened, but apparently Joker was trying to get with Zatanna. He was trying to get with her, telling her that, oh, you no longer need to do any magic for money, and I no longer want to commit any crime. Once we get together, right then and there, right then and there, I said to myself, this is stupid. Because now they completely made the Joker completely out of character. Joker doesn't give a rip about, trying to get with this girl or that girl. He doesn't care about that. And there is absolutely no way he is going to retire from harming people, causing, destruction, trying to get one up on Batman. Like he's not going to stop any of that. So for him to say, "Oh, I will retire, I will quit as long as Zatanna become with you be my girl," that right then and there, I said to myself, "This sucks." He completely out of character. So let's continue on. So disgusted by Joker's flirtation, Zatanna cast one of her signature backward spells, um on Eno's else whatever her chant or whatever, and translation, no one else will ever have your baby. That spell winds up having some unintended consequences. Joker wakes up the next morning to discover he's suddenly 9 months pregnant and ready to pop. Then Joker vomit. Look how pathetic this story is. Look at the writing. Then the Joker vomits up a blob of sentiment mud and quickly morphs into a tiny Joker doppelganger. We can't imagine Zatanna's going to be thrilled with this turn of events, or Batman for that matter. And this is another small page of the story. And he says, "What the hell did I eat? He's so handsome." So again, garbage writing, lazy writing, stuff that I don't tolerate, something that I do not want to support. And I need to give a quick example to you, Hoovy. I need to give you an example real quick, and then we can move on from this, right? Here's my example from you. You like pizza, yes?
Yeah.
You like pizza. Do you like anchovies on your pizza?
No.
How about olives?
I can deal with olives.
You could do with olives?
Mm-hmm.
Broccoli?
No.
All right, spinach?
No.
Okay, all right. So here's my point here, right? You don't like any of these things on your pizza, or maybe you don't like them a lot of these things on your sandwiches either. I know for sure I don't. But if a server went up to you and say, "Well, we could offer you a anchovies on your pizza," you're going to say no. But if they continue to offer that service for you, eventually you're going to get pissed off. Eventually you're going to get annoyed. Eventually you're going to say, "You know what? Enough is enough. This is not what I asked for. This is not what I want." Whether if it's in a joke or you being serious, this is the type of service that I do not want. Now, I love comics and I like to read comics, and I love superheroes. I play their games, I watch their movies, and I buy the comics, I buy their posters. But if you are going to offer me stuff that I don't want, I'm no longer going to support you as a whole. And matter of fact, Hoovy, the reason why I asked you that question is I guarantee you, even if they offer that anchovies on the side, you know what you're going to say? You're going to say no. I'm not interested. Even if it was free, I'm not interested. That's not what I want. And I'll be annoyed if you're trying to shove this thing down my throat. And that's what they're doing with this comic. That's what DC has been doing lately. I've told you this over the years that DC and Marvel, Hollywood in general, they are trying to shove this woke nonsense down your throat. And now they're doing it again with this. Oh, but they want to justify it by saying, "Oh, well, it's not canon, so it doesn't matter." No, it does matter. This is not, I didn't buy the book to waste my time watching Joker getting pregnant. That's not what I bought the comic book for. But you put it in the book so I could read it, and and I also think that they did this to get a huge outrage from everybody, to make it a big story news from everybody. That's what I think the goal is at the end of the day. They want a reaction out of us. And yes, you're going to get a reaction. And you know what else you're going to get? You're no longer going to get my money. You're no longer going to get my money because I'm sick of this. I don't want to curse, but I am sick of this garbage. I'm sick of you constantly giving us something that we are telling you we don't want this. We don't want it. Stop giving us something that we don't want. I'm tired of it. And at the end of the day, Hoovy 186, you may not care about comics, but you also have been pissed off when it comes to the gaming industry. When they make changes that you don't like, you get pissed off about it. Now it may not be the same because it's not woke stuff, but at the end of the day, you should know how I feel or how every other fan feels, because when they make different changes that we don't want and that people have been telling the companies this is not what we want, and they do it anyway, clearly they no longer care about the fan base. The same way how you complain about Ubisoft all the time, you keep saying how, oh well, they don't care about the fans anymore. They just want to do whatever that they want to do. You get pissed off about that. You get pissed off about that. So I never understood this notion of you telling me, oh well, I could just go ahead and buy something else, or I could just not support this and just buy something else. No, that's not the point. The same way how you don't like it when Ubisoft changes your games is the same way how I don't like DC is changing my comic books. I don't like it and I don't want it. So the same way outrage that you be having, you should be on my side because I feel the exact same way about comics. Do you have anything to say?
I don't care about comic books. I don't care about Joker being pregnant. I don't give a shit about none of that. The difference between me and you is that I don't waste my time every fucking podcast talking and complaining about Marvel and DC. I don't care. I don't waste my time complaining about Ubisoft.
Yeah, you do.
I don't. How many times on this podcast
Yes, you
have you heard
do.
me complain about Ubisoft?
We complain about them at least twice already. At
Like
least.
when we had news to cover about them.
Exactly. This is news, having now.
Right.
What's
Well,
different? This is news. This is news.
not the podcast. This is not the podcast to deal with that. You have your own channel. I've been told you this. But the reason why I let you do it is because I know if I don't, then you're just gonna complain about it. So I gave you your 10 minutes to complain once again about the comic books being woke, and you still don't learn your lesson. And every story you just do, let's do this, let's complain about this, let's complain about that. I don't buy Ubisoft games. For the most part, I ignore them.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
You complain about them.
I ignore them.
You complain. I've heard you complain.
Not to the same level that you do. No, not even close to the same level as you do. I don't care. I move on with my money.
You are full of load of crap. All the stuff that you have been saying about Ubisoft, all the stuff that you have been saying about Rockstar. You don't sit here and tell me in this podcast that all you just do is who cares, and you just no you don't. No, you don't.
Even if what you're saying is true, it makes sense on this podcast. Why? Because it's gaming related. Gaming and sports related. That's what our podcast is about. Like I said before, I don't care. I don't care about none of this. I don't care. If it's something that annoys you, then yeah, unsubscribe. Also, don't give them your money. It's that simple. Just don't give them your money. And I'm not saying that you don't have the right to complain.
Yeah, you are.
Do it on your channel. That's all you gotta do. Just do it on your channel. But how many times? Off the top of your, how many times have you come up? Every time we started the podcast, you always started with a complaint about the comic book industry. It's a lot. Okay. It's a lot. Yes or no?
Well, the movie industry too.
Okay, but mainly the comic book industry.
The movie industry also. But yeah, you could say I complain about a lot about the comic book industry.
Okay, yeah. Then all you gotta do is one, do that on your channel, and two, don't support them. If it hurts you that bad, don't support them.
I mean, you said okay. I gotta say this. I gotta say this also. You keep saying, oh well, don't support them. Don't support them. But yeah, you still support the same companies when you buy their games. That's the first thing. And two, I've already told you that their goal, their agenda, they have an agenda, and their goal is to appease a particular group, right, at the expense of their main fan base. That's number one. And number two, I honestly believe, like, at this point, I honestly believe they're trying to ruin their own products. I honestly believe that.
If DC had a problem with it, the article, this thing wouldn't come out. It wouldn't come out. Like I said, if you don't like it because you feel insecure about yourself and everything like that, then that's fine. Like
I don't feel insecure about myself.
Come on.
I don't feel insecure about myself.
A lot of this. A lot of this comes from that. Because, like you said, is the story canon or not?
No, it's not.
All right, then what are we complaining about then?
I just told. I
Move
just
on.
told you. I just
Move
told you.
on.
I just
Move
told
on.
you. They are
If it's not, if
purposely
it's not,
shoving
if
it
it's
down
not,
your
if it's not,
throats.
if it's not canon, move either. Okay, be offended or move on.
They are purposely trying to shove it down people's throats, Hoovy. That's not what you understand.
Yeah, they want attention. Why? Because comic books. I hate that. I might offend some people. Comic book is a very outdated source of material. It is.
Are you freaking kidding me,
Yeah,
Hoovy?
it is. It is. It's outdated.
You're just talking trash just for the sake of talking trash.
No,
What?
I'm being real. It's outdated. It's outdated. The only people who are into comic books are relics for the most part. Are relics of a bygone era. It's just facts, and they need attention they need to generate attention, and
This is.
that's why they do it.
I'm sorry. This is disgusting stuff. This is demonic stuff. Any any
But
any any
that cover picture is not demonic. And that cover
anybody
picture is not demonic.
any
And that cover picture is
any
not. Look at the cover. That don't you show that to an average church goer. They don't look at that as being demonic. Or are we just picking and choosing what we're offended by?
no. There's no picking and choosing here. There, like I said, there's clearly an agenda that's going on. And what I think that what they're trying to do is not only destroy their own products from within, but I honestly think that I think they have something against I think they have something against conservatives. Because why put in the work and the effort to make this dude pregnant? Why in the world will you try to put Bruce Wayne in a situation to make everyone seem that he's gay? Why in the world are you going to waste our time with stupid sources like that? Why? Why? I honestly believe that they are here to, like you said, to offend conservatives.
And it works all the time.
Yeah. It's absolutely working because they are ruining characters that I had loved since I was a kid, and now they are going to be brainwashing younger kids, the generation alphas, who likes to read comics and thinking that, oh, this guy, the Joker, who I think is an awesome character. Oh, he's gay. Oh, you know what? Then he could have a kid. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. Like no. Clearly they have an agenda going on, and I don't like it. I don't, and that is the reason why I gave you the whole anchovies as an example. You don't like it, and you don't want it on your pizza. You don't even want it on the side. Even as a side, you wouldn't want it. You would tell them no,
All
get
right,
this thing out of my face.
and then do I complain to you all the time about anchovies on pizza? No.
You missed the
No,
point.
no, 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 no,
You
no, no,
missed
no,
the
no, no,
point.
no, no.
You missed the point.
No, 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 no. I know exactly what you're saying.
No, you don't.
The
No, you
problem
don't. No,
is
you don't.
that
No, you don't. If
you're
they are,
choosing the
if
wrong
I hate,
platform to do
I
it.
hate tomatoes. I hate tomatoes. If someone says to me, "I'm going to put tomatoes in your sandwich," I'm gonna get pissed off about it. Oh well, how about we put it on the side for you? No, I do. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. That's the point I'm trying to tell you, Javier. That's not what I want. What I want is good traditional comic book stories. That's what I want. That's what I want.
In 2023, that's what you want. Then buy the old comic books. Then go for the old ones.
I buy back issues.
All
I
right,
do. But
all right, then you're gonna either deal with it or move on. You think I waste my time trying to play some of these Ubisoft games? No, I just move them. I get rid of them. They're gone. They're out of my subconsciousness. I don't waste my time whining, bitching, and complaining about Ubisoft. I'll make a comment or two, and that's it.
no, you made multiple comments.
I
You made
not as much as what you're doing right now.
okay. It may not be as much, but the results stay the same.
All right.
When you enjoy a particular something that entertains you, and then when they decided to change it into something else, and it's not good, Of course, it's going to piss you off. Of course, you are going to complain. That's just nature, having that. That's just nature. Anybody, any
we've been through this over
you've done
and
that.
over and over again.
I'm going to call you out because you have done this with games, and
Mhm.
you have done this with food. Do you remember remember Ale House? You
What about
complained
that
about it.
house?
You complained about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you complained
Do I
about it.
still? Do I still? Do I?
And once again, it's no different than me complaining about this.
No, it's not.
Having Joker being pregnant or trying to convince Zatanna to go out with him is a disgrace.
Well, let me ask you. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. If it was just about the Tana and Joker, would you have a problem with it?
Like if them going out,
Yes.
yes, I'll have a problem with it.
No, I don't believe you.
Yeah, I do. I would.
I don't believe you because
Yes,
if that
yes,
was
yes,
the case, if
yes, I
that was
would.
the
Yes,
case,
I would.
we wouldn't be
Yes, I
talking
would.
about it right now. We wouldn't be talking about it right now. Yeah, I guarantee you, it's only because of him being pregnant why you're getting so offended.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
But if it was just her, if it was just her and him, nothing to do with pregnancy, we wouldn't be talking about it at all. And I know that for a fact.
No, you don't know that.
All right, let me read the comments, then we can move on.
Go ahead.
Malta said DC and Marvel are lame. This could have been an NBA topic. We don't really have. Unfortunately, we don't have any NBA topic for today.
Actually,
Uh,
you don't want to talk about what happened with Kevin Durant? Well, never mind. Never mind.
no, we don't have time. Ruben said this is one time I agree with Steve.
Oh, okay. See, we got one person in the chat that agrees with me. Thank you. Thank you.
But
I appreciate it.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that you need to do this on your
No,
channel. That's what I'm saying.
no. No. Okay, okay. Throw this whole thing, do this thing on my channel out the window. I'm talking about how you always defend DC every time I complain about them.
I don't care about DC.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't care about DC. I don't care. Hoovy is so right. Comic books are a thing of the past. I mean,
Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something more. So, comment. The reason why you say that, the reason why people are saying that now is because the direction the comic book industry is going. It's because of the direction that they're going. They're not making good stories anymore. All they're trying to do is grab attention from and try to appease a particular group. That's their agenda. So of course, yeah, it's a thing in the past.
only conservative read comics.
Hmm?
Only conservative read comics.
If your goal is to piss people off,
Answer my question.
no.
Answer my question.
If your goal is to piss people off, and your goal is to just get a reaction, a negative reaction from people, then yeah, you don't care about making good products. You don't. You don't care.
No, I didn't ask you that at all. I said only conservative read comics. That's what you're saying.
No,
All right, everybody reads comics.
not everybody.
You can find comic book readers on every walk of life, especially since comic book movies have gone mainstream. Not everyone's gonna feel the way that you do. You may, and if you don't like it, then that's fine. That's perfectly fine if you feel the way that you do. It just do that on your channel. That's my point.
No. You're no. Do you want me to remind you all the stuff that you have said? Oh, Superman being gay. Oh, that could be a different different dynamic. Oh, that could be something very interesting. You say that. You say that. You say that, but I guarantee you didn't buy the book. I guarantee you didn't buy it.
I don't read comic books. The fuck? I don't read comic books. And even if it was a story that was interesting, I wouldn't buy a comic book. I don't buy comic books. That's nerd shit. I don't buy it. But here's the thing. When I said that the dynamic between what's his son's name?
Jonathan Kent.
John. Okay.
Yeah.
It's actually fact. It is a different dynamic. It is. And just because you're so hard headed into actually thinking about it, like it's not about whether you want to accept it or not. You can not accept it all you want. But when I say that it's a vastly different dynamic to what his father had to go through, that's a fact. And it depends on the writing to make that compelling or not. For people like you, it will never be compelling because at the end of the day, he can't be gay. there's no possibility of him being gay because because I not only do I read I read the Bible during the day and I read comic books at night, so it can't be it can't be possible. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying in every situation, I'm just trying to tell you, think about it from this way. You don't have to agree, but just think about it from this way. I agree with you on the Spider-Man thing, with the gay Spider-Man thing. I agree with you there.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's not blanketed. It's not blanketed. And in this situation, I don't care. I don't care. It's not a concern to me.
How is it that you agree with the Spider-Man stuff, but you disagree, or you don't, you just nonchalant, with this one? How is it that you cannot even see what's going on here?
Because not multiple situations. I explained to you what the situation is. They're trying to get attention. No shit, they're trying to get attention. But every situation is different. I'm not gonna think the same way for every situation, even though we all know what the main agenda is. If you can create a compelling story, then that's all that matters, right? Yes or no? Yeah,
Well,
yeah, okay, yeah. The answer is yes. The
tell the
answer is
story.
yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But if you're already going to shut your mind off of certain things because it is something you don't agree with, then I mean it is what it is. It is what it is. Maybe somebody might be interested. Maybe they're not. It is what it is. It's not a big deal to me. I'm just saying in that situation, I understand what they're trying to do. Even though they're trying to get attention, if they can write a compelling story, then do it. All right. Multa said you need to get with the times. Ruben says scrolls are outdated.
Man, you Ruben and you Moto, you guys are taking this too far, with the comics, man. Comics are still legit. They're just
I
being ruined right now.
I think Ruben trying to defend comic books. He said I think
Oh,
that's what
okay.
he
Oh,
said.
I thought he used scrolls as a way of saying that comics. Okay, okay.
No, no. I mean he can clarify if he wants. And he said that I mean stone tablets are outdated.
Yeah, yeah. Stone tablet. Yeah.
David said that his stone tablet is worked perfectly fine for my writing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Ruben said that I personally think something being demonic or satanic is like mass. You get desensitized. Okay, like mass. We know what you mean by that.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah. That's true. It's true. It's the gay agenda, says Malta.
It
I
is a
mean,
gay agenda. Absolutely, it is. Absolutely.
in your if you're in your world, if you think that gays don't, if you want to live in a world where gays don't exist, you have comic books where they don't exist. So do that. Disney now this.
No, here's the thing, having though. This is the one thing that you need to understand. The I'm no nobody, and me including anyone in this that's watching us live, nobody isn't denying that gay people doesn't exist.
That's
Nobody's
not what I
saying that.
said. That's
No,
not what I said.
nobody is saying that gay people does not exist. That's not what we're
That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all.
okay. What I'm saying, what maybe you and you clarify after I'm done. What I am saying, that even if you're trying to acknowledge them, they only still make like what less than 7% in the whole entire country anyway. So trying to normalize homosexuality right there in itself is already abnormal, because they only have like what, five, maybe less than that in the whole entire country anyway,
Five what?
like 5%.
Oh, um, I guess, man. But I don't care.
Of course
Uh,
you don't.
David said that. Are we being force fed anchovies on your pizza? Who would you be pissed if they smothered anchovies all over your regular cheese pizza you ordered?
Exactly. Thank you, David. Thank you, Dave.
I
Yeah, answer that. Answer that. Having no answer that, please.
I think you jumped the gun. I think now David can correct me if I'm wrong, but he's saying that no one is going to actively force feed you anchovies. No one's going to. No one's going to. Like, And the thing is that when it comes to comic books, you like you said before, you buy comic books, right? But as time goes on, as more things become acceptable, despite your objection to it, there are other comic books, like you said, you've been reading this Islam stuff. You have that. You have other comic. You said you buy other comic books.
It's called
If
ISON.
the
ISON.
I,
Get it
I,
right.
I
Get it right.
Islam, whatever. But if you have that, you have other comic books that you can buy. If DC and Marvel ain't doing it for you, don't buy their comic books. That's that simple. Don't buy it. Like I'm not going to go to a pizza place and order anchovies if I don't like anchovies. And there's no one there that's going to put anchovies on my pizza without my knowledge. It just doesn't make any doesn't make any sense.
You know what I'm
Uh,
talking about. Don't play dumb. You know exactly what I'm talking
All right, but it doesn't make sense in this case. Malta said that talk about KD. There's nothing to talk about KD. He got hurt during against Miami. He'll be out like a month. And Kyrie playing well, and hopefully he can do what he's never done in his career. Lead a team by himself to a good record. So
Yeah, I mean, KD's doing well, but now that he's hurt, I think this. I mean, if this dude cannot stay healthy, he's. I mean, I know people were considering
no
him
what
as MVP, but if he's going to continue to get hurt, no, he's out. That's out the window. Go ahead.
no, never mind, never mind. I agree with you doing. Jay Wags, how you doing, bro? How you doing? He said, yeah, bro, what they are doing with DC overall is a fucking atrocity.
It is. Thank you. Thank you.
Ruben said that I'm being indifferent. Yeah, yeah, I'm indifferent to it. I don't care.
No,
I don't care
Ruben.
about it.
Let me. I mean, I know we have to like move on, but Ruben, let me say this: Hoovy only saying that because it's not something that he likes. If it was something that he likes, trust me, he will be complaining all over it, especially when it comes to gaming. He will complete. You will see a different attitude from Hoovy. Trust me.
Our books, David saying, are books outdated because movies and video games exist now? Oh yeah, and also to be frank, like they're like you can read your comic books digitally. You can read your stuff digitally now. So like I get it. You like collecting the comic books and stuff like that, but
No, no,
remember.
wait, hold on, wait, no, I'm not gonna let you get with that, Hoovy.
Mhm.
What's the difference between somebody collecting physical comics and physical games? You could do both digitally. And movies.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right.
So what's the
But
difference?
uh,
And the same
uh
question goes to Malta. What's the difference, Malta? People still buy physical copies of games.
I think the overall difference is that when you look at DC and Marvel, what's their main avenue for success? It's movies and shows and stuff like that. It's not comic books. I refuse to believe that comic books is their top of their agenda. I refuse. It was that way 20, 30, 40, like 20, 30, 40 years ago. Not now.
Yeah.
Not now. Their main thing is movies and animes and stuff like that. Animation and stuff like that. That's their main bread and butter. So yeah.
But I mean, it still doesn't change. It still doesn't change the fact that people still would prefer to buy, a physical media or physical, books and comics over, digital. We still have plenty of people that prefer the
Okay,
physical.
that's fine. But my point is, comic books in general are a relic of the past. They are. They'll always have their place, but when it comes to what their main priority is, we know what it is.
Newspapers and magazines, I would have agreed with you, but not comics and not novels either.
Not to the extent of the movies and the animations. Not on that same level. That's what I'm saying. Ruben said that, but look at Watchmen. You get something good and doesn't get a universal following. I agree with that. I heard about Watchmen when it came out. I heard about it all the time, but people didn't people didn't gravitate to that. Didn't gravitate to it.
Yeah.
I agree with Steve. Illustration art is a valid media.
Thank you.
Not as much as movies and animation. I'm saying I'm just I don't know that for a fact, but when you look at all the things that DC and Marvel go through to get their movies in order, I think that's where their main priority is. Um, David clarifying here. Let me get to his comment. He's saying I'm saying Steve ordered a regular cheese pizza and someone put a bunch of anchovies on it.
Yeah, stuff that I don't want. And again, even if it doesn't, and this is the reason why I brought that as an example, because people like you, Hubi, will say, "Oh, well, it's not canon. It's not part of the main story arc. So what's the problem?" Even if they put the anchovies on the side, I don't want. I don't want that because that's not what I like. Why in the world would you put something in my presence that I do not like?
Would you still eat the pizza?
I would eat the pizza, yes.
All right, then then why would I feel the same way you feel?
What do you mean?
I mean, are you gonna still read even with with the pregnancy stuff? Are you still gonna read the comic?
Yeah, I read the comic, and then at the end, when I saw that that he got pregnant at the next story, yeah, that pissed me
Are
off.
you gonna get rid of it?
Yeah, I told you, Brian, he could come over and take the comics all like here.
All right, I'm not gonna do that with my pizza. If they give me anchovies on the side, I'm just gonna toss anchovies away and then eat my pizza.
And what happens?
So we're not the same.
And if they put it on your pizza, what you do?
I'm gonna tell them to I'm gonna give it back to them and tell them to give me the pizza that I actually ordered.
Exactly. Okay,
But you can't
next
do that.
time.
Well, you can't do that with the comic book though. You can't do that with the comic book though. The only thing
Sorry.
you can do with huh?
No, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
The only thing you can do with that comic book is either accept it or not. That's why the comparison makes no sense. 'Cause I can just go back to them and tell them, hey, I don't want this. Give me my cheese pizza and I'll get my cheese pizza. You know what I mean? By hook or crook, I'm gonna get my pizza. When it comes to this comic book stuff, like either you accept what they're doing or you don't. It's that simple. If you accept it, then fine. If not, then that's fine too. Just do it on your own channel. Right now. All right, let me read this one comment from Walter. All right, and then we do have to move on because I do have to go to work. I mean, bro, I guess comic books aren't as irrelevant as I previously mentioned because I keep a stack of them in my bathroom, but not for reading. Oh, bro. All right. On that note, and let me read this.
Wait. So you, well, come on, Malta, bro. First off, I don't believe for a second that you're having the comics anyway.
And
What, what,
besides, we have much more easier way to do what you were doing. Just use your phone. And Chris Garcia said the woker. I guess I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you the worker. The woker.
the Walker. What's going on, Chris? Thanks for coming in. I
Okay.
appreciate that, man.
All right.
But
So
last thing I wanted to say to you Hoovy 186. Once again, I think I said this already, but just to clarify, right? I cannot believe that you don't feel the exact same way as I do. Now I know you don't care about comics. I know you don't. You don't. But at the very least, Heavenel, you should at the very least understand the outrage when they make these changes in these books.
like I said, I don't care.
You should at least at the very least understand, because once
I
again,
don't care.
if they made changes on your games that you like, games that you've been a huge fan of their franchises, and once they make changes and they suck, obviously you're going to complain. So what you're doing is no different than me complaining about these comics. If they are going to make Batman gay, if they are going to make Joker pregnant, if they are going to make these all they focus on is making everything woke at the expense of their fan base, of course I'm going to complain about it. Of course there's going to be people who's going to get irate about it, and there's going to be this huge outrage over it. It's expected.
Like I said, it's not the same.
It is the same.
I'm playing the game.
Okay. You playing the game and me reading a comic? at the end of the day, it's for entertainment. It's for our entertainment. Yes or no?
Yeah, but
Okay,
if
it's
the
for
game is good, then
entertainment.
that's all that matters. If the game is
That's
good,
what.
that's all that matters. It don't matter what the
No,
content's in. It don't matter the contents are in the video game. As long as the game is fun, that's all that matters at the end of the day. That's all that matters. If the game is good. So let me talk about Damar Hamlin because we gotta talk about it.
you got a couple more comics.
I'll
Oh,
I'll address no Ruben's responding to Chris and McKinley. I'll address this when we get there.
yeah.
All right, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on Damar. Obviously the news happened. The play happened while we were doing the podcast last Monday. It did end up that he did have cardiac arrest. Um, he was in the Cincinnati hospital for a couple of days, and gradually as the days went on, he started improving and improving. And now he was transported from the Cincinnati hospital to the Buffalo hospital, and it was announced today that he was discharged and now he's home. So that's very 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 good news.
That's positive news. I'm actually glad that we actually talk about something positive in this podcast. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah, there's very good news. Like I said, like the news that happened, everything that happened afterwards, with kind of like you know his health and everything like that. I was very happy that everything was progressing to him, pretty much being home now, and that's good. And you have to give major props to the staff um that was there, the Cincinnati hospital, all the field workers. They did an excellent job. And it did remind me of a situation I actually watched in a soccer tournament like a couple years ago, where a player fell on the ground. Basically, his name
Hmm.
was Christian Eriksen. He literally fell on the ground, and he had the same thing, cardiac arrest, right? And they had to pretty much. I forgot if I think they stretchered him out, and then he went to a hospital, and then the same thing happened, because the response was so quick and fast and good. He recovered, and now he's playing soccer right now. He's
Oh,
not on
okay.
the field, and he's playing soccer right now. So this is not the end for Damar. What, like you said, whatever he decides to do in his future, obviously, that's really the most important thing, what he does with his future. But his football career is not over. It's not over, and
Yeah.
hopefully, whatever decision he makes is I'm cool with it. But his career is not over, so that's good. What they decided to do afterwards, so after that happened, that's good. What they decided to do afterwards is a little bit convoluted, and I don't know if you have the scenario, Steve. I do. I have the playoff bracket.
With
Um,
the NFL.
yeah, I have the NFL bracket right here. Let me show
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I
Wait,
have.
I,
Well,
I
I,
don't I don't have the scenario though. If you have the scenario, you can show it, because this is a bit confusing.
oh, the scenario stuff.
Yeah,
No, I don't have that one. Yeah, yeah. Try to. Yeah, that's important though. That is important
yeah.
because I,
It's
I do have a couple
yeah.
of
You
those.
can look for it. Look for it when look for it, and then we'll talk about the playoffs real quick. We don't. I don't want to spend too much time on it because, like
All
you
right.
said, we're running low on time here. But I'll bring up the playoffs in there. I'll bring up the playoff bracket right here.
Okay.
So here we are right here. Um, the Eagles and the Chiefs are the number one seeds, so they get the first round bye. And let's start from two. Well, let's start from 5-4 and move our way down. Cowboys versus Buccaneers. The Cowboys should win this game,
I agree.
but you never know with Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. You never know. But I'm going for the Cowboys. Then Giants in Minnesota. Um, I think Minnesota's a better team,
I think so too.
so I'm going to give them the nod. And then you have San Francisco and Seattle. This is interesting. Now, San Francisco, I think, is a better team.
Right.
I'm
Well,
not 100% sure if they have the better quarterback. I'm
mm,
not sure. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to say Seattle wins this game.
what?
I'm gonna say Seattle.
With that defense, with the 49ers defense, you think Seattle's still going to win with Geno Smith? I don't know, man.
I think Gino's better than Purdy. Gino's better than Purdy, man.
You think he's been that much better? I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm going with Seattle. Well, you're choosing San Francisco?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now in the AFC side, Kansas City obviously the number one seed. Um, Los Angeles and Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville's gonna win.
Wait. You think Jack? I think. Hmm. I think the Chargers are going to win.
Team Chargers. Okay.
I think Chargers are going to win. But I'm dead, bro. I am going to keep my eye on that.
Mhm.
I definitely looking forward to see Herbert and Lawrence going head to head. Absolutely.
Okay. Cincinnati and Baltimore.
That's
Cincinnati winning this.
easy. Easy.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson not gonna play. Cincinnati's winning.
I think even if he does play, I think he'll be too rusty. I think he'll be too rusty, and I think Cincinnati, this probably should be an easy win for them.
Yeah. Yeah. If Lamar played, they have a chance. If not, it's not gonna happen. Cincinnati's gonna win. And the
Mhm.
last one,
The last one.
Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. Now, when the Dolphins made it to the playoffs, I actually wasn't that excited.
Really?
I wasn't happy about it. One. The game they had with the Jets was boring as shit, boring ass game. But I knew the Dolphins were gonna win, and mainly and let me ask you a question. How is it that if you're Zach Wilson, you see Joe Flacco play like garbage, and you can't get in that game?
Yeah.
Like
I
like
yeah.
we're at like I said. Now I think they parted ways with their offensive coordinator, right? So what I think is gonna happen is whoever's gonna be the offensive coordinator next year, I think they're gonna play a major role in what they do with Zach Wilson. If he can fix Zach Wilson, I would say you keep him
Why in a world will you want to give him another chance anyway?
because he's young. I'm telling you, bro, he's young.
Oh goodness sakes, man.
Well, it's a bad look when you have Joe Flacco playing the way he's playing, and the coach never considered you coming into the game. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And but when it comes to this game, the reason why I'm not excited is because Tua's not going to play this game, and we have no shot of winning this game. No shot. Even when Tua's there, it was going to be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But since he's not going to play, and look, Skylar Thompson, he's a rookie, 7th round rookie. I don't expect him to do anything spectacular in this game. Even if Teddy Bridgewater plays, I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is that good. And like you said, I think Buffalo's gonna win this game easy. They're gonna win the game easy. And it pisses me off. It pisses me off because the two games that we played against him were close. We're close, and it pisses me off that Tua can't play. It's frustrating. It's annoying. Same
The
same situation that we dealt with Ryan Tannehill when he got us to the playoffs, but he got hurt and he never played the game. Never played.
Yeah, the what was interesting was that when I was trying to watch the game when
Mm-hmm.
I was in Georgia at the time, I completely forgot that yo, I'm in Georgia. I can't watch the freaking game. So we went to this pizza bar type of restaurant, and man, I had such a great time at that bar because they had every single game was playing at that restaurant.
Have you have the scenario situation by the way?
Hmm?
You have the scenario by the way?
No, I couldn't find it. I was going to tell you.
I'll look for it.
Yeah, so I'm at the restaurant, and the big screen TV. It was the Bills who did the Bills play again last week? Do
New
you remember who
England.
they? Yeah, New England. Yeah, they
Yeah.
played New England. Um, and then I saw the Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers game, and obviously the Miami and the Jets game. I was not happy with that performance by the Jets. Not happy in the least bit. But at the end of the day, I did not expect anything, nor did I care because we weren't going to the playoffs anyway. So because we weren't going to the playoffs, I just said to myself, I'm just going to have fun watching these other games. Because once I saw the score, I think the score was what 6-6 in halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Once I saw the score and it said 6-6 in halftime, I said, all right, that's it. Let me at least try to enjoy my time while I'm here and watch these other games. And that's pretty much what happened. And the atmosphere was great. Like we had Steelers fans, we had Bills fans inside the restaurant, and every time when the team made a touchdown, a part of the restaurant, of the people that was there was cheering, and you could hear people cheering and stuff. Like it was awesome. Like it was cool. But yeah, as far as the Jets, no, get rid of Wilson. I don't want him in my team. He didn't want to take accountability, and because that is really because of that why I don't want to give him a chance anymore. I just don't want to give him a chance anymore, and I think at this point we need to move on to somebody else. Joe Flacco, that dude is not even a backup. That dude is not even a backup. He's just
No,
trash.
he no he is a backup. It is that like they are clearly doing nothing with him there, and it's like yo, you can't put Zach Wilson in at all. Like your coach won't let you in at all. Holy crap! Now to be honest, the Cincinnati they won they beat Baltimore the last game of the season, right?
Yeah,
I think they did.
yeah, they did.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is the scenario that would that is going to affect. I had it here. Where the hell did it go? All right, let's scroll down. I'm sorry. Okay. So what they decided to do because the Bengals Bills game got canceled basically. It was postponed and then they decided to cancel it, so they're not making up the game.
Do
So
you think they should cancel the
pretty
game?
much Cincinnati and Buffalo. I honestly it wouldn't matter to me which direction they went, but it like no matter what happens, they're screwed either way. Cause think about it like this: now they have to play. They're gonna have to play an extra game. Like where are you gonna make up the game? Like where are you gonna make up the game? Because no matter what, they're not gonna just play one random game and then then we go to the playoff without. They're gonna have a disadvantage either way. They're gonna have a
Well,
disadvantage.
here's what I,
So
I was. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, you're responding kind of late, so I don't know
I
if
can,
there's a gap.
there might be a little bit of a lag, but I can hear
Yeah.
you though.
Yeah. What I was trying to say was what I
Mhm.
think they should have done is just have them play a Thursday night game. Have them play. Have them
No,
play.
wait. So they play. Wait, oh, you so play another Thursday night game, and then what? They're still gonna be at a disadvantage.
Well, my scenario would have been my idea would have been play try to continue the game this Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously everybody is pretty much going to be playing on Sunday. Why can't you just let them play another Thursday night game back to
So
back?
okay, so they're gonna play. So they're going to play. You remember they had to finish their weeks. They have to finish their week 18 game.
Hmm.
They have a week 18 game, and then they have to come back and play on Thursday.
Correct.
And then they also have the playoffs, which start on that following Saturday.
Oh, you know what? You're right. They would only have 2 days off.
Yeah, like no matter what happened, there like
Hmm.
there was no perfect way for this to happen, for this to be the scenario that would help them or help the league.
or how about play? Or how about they should have played Thursday? Because when I was talking to Roy said the one that you was arguing with a little
Mhm.
while ago, he suggested that they should have played Thursday, and then have just make a new Monday night game, play Monday after that. Because remember, between Sunday and Thursday, isn't there three days in between Sunday
Yeah,
and Thursday
but it still leaves them at a huge disadvantage.
by playing Monday night?
Yeah, yeah. Cause think about it. Okay, so you're playing Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
then you want them to move there, and you have to remember that Monday is the national championship game for the college football,
Mm-hmm.
and the NFL don't want to go up against that, and college football don't want that either.
Well, yeah, you're right too. Damn, man.
There,
Yeah,
there,
you're
there
right.
was no perfect way. There was no perfect way for them to do this. There was no perfect way for them to do this.
Yeah,
I
because
think this way is very
because
good.
he pretty much said that. Yeah, because he pretty much said that if they had played Monday, then they would be able to have a full week rest to play, their playoff game.
Uh, not if you're playing. Not you're not going to recover playing. You're not going to recover playing like 3-4 days in advance, and then you get a week off. Like no, like you're still taking accumulative damage from that short 4 game span.
Yeah, but we would have
Like
had two Monday night games though. That would have been fantastic. Who's going to complain about having two Monday night games?
uh the
Well, yeah,
players. So I mean, all right. So based on this scenario right here, and this scenario is that okay, this is really the only one that matters right here. This one right here, because this is what happened. This is what happened. If Buffalo Kansas City win this weekend, a Buffalo Kansas City AFC title game would be at a neutral site. So
yes,
if these two teams make it, and the only way they can make it is they face each other is during the championship game, is the AFC
yes,
title game. And pretty much like yeah, this is the only real scenario that makes sense. But this is what it is. Like if we do see sorry, if we do see Kansas City and Buffalo, which is not guaranteed, this is what it would be. It would be at neutral site, and that's like when it comes to Kansas City, that sucks for Kansas City.
absolutely. Well,
But
go back to that. Go back to that. There was one thing. People said that Cincinnati got screwed out of the three teams. That Cincinnati was the one that got
yeah,
screwed
but they also
because they're not
that's
going
true.
to
I
have.
think I think
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
I'm hearing that. No, okay. So yeah, Kansas City has a case. I know there were some of their players were not happy about the situation, but I mean they had the worst record of the three, so like Kansas City and Kansas City. Cause remember Kansas City and Buffalo beat them. If they were tied, Buffalo would have been the number one seed. So
If they were tied.
they have more. Yeah. If they were tied, Buffalo would have had the number one seed if they were tied. So they have a legit argument. Like Cincinnati, on the other hand, like yeah, I can understand if you feel like if you beat Buffalo, then your position would have been better. But at the end of the day, like Buffalo they have more of an argument. They have more of an argument because they are technically tied with the Chiefs, but because they didn't play because they didn't make up the game, they
Yeah, but
I mean
here, but here's the thing. Let me read it says if Buffalo and Kansas City lose, Cincinnati wins. A Buffalo or Cincinnati slash KC would be at a neutral site. But I don't think they have the one. Let me see. Um. Oh, I don't think they have it. Yeah. The issue is Cincinnati. The reason why fans are so pissed off, what happened with Cincinnati is because you have to remember it was a Bills player that stopped the game. Now, granted, it wasn't his fault, But
Yeah.
Cincinnati is now saying, well, that's not really our fault that this happened. Why in the world are we being punished to where now we have no home game?
I mean, they
Like we
can't
have
force
the
Buffalo to play. They can't force Buffalo to play if they. And you also have to think about it like this: if what you're saying is true, and you are right about that, then if you're Cincinnati, you would have to motion for Buffalo to forfeit. And how bad would that look if you're sitting here asking to forfeit, asking Buffalo to forfeit when their player is literally on death's door? I mean, if you think what happened to Skip Bayless was bad, bro, like just imagine, just imagine.
yeah,
So they
yeah.
can't do that. So I mean, to me, they don't like of all three teams, they have the lowest they have the lowest right to complain.
Oh, you think so?
It's just yeah, I think so. I even though I mean I get the frustration, but at the end of the day, like if I'll put it to you like this: if we had two buys per conference, then Cincinnati would absolutely have a case. But since there's only one, and Buffalo already beat Kansas City in the year, so they have a
Yeah,
claim to that number one spot. So
right.
they're the ones that are the biggest, the one that are affected the most by this, and Cincinnati really isn't.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Damn.
I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is, man. There really is nothing that the NFL could have done in that case. Like they just had to do what they had to do.
Right. I agree.
So yeah. All right. All right. So let me read some comments. Chris Garcia, he said that if I die playing a game, I'm not doing that anymore. I definitely agree. I definitely understand your sentiments, bro. I definitely. But these athletes are wired different. They are. They're wired different. Cowboys do cowboy things. Ruben said like I guess he said go Bucks, go Giants, go Hawks.
All right. That's funny.
All
But
right.
yeah,
So Dave,
Chris, I agree with you, Chris. If that happened to me, I don't think I will be able to have the guts to go back and play. You're talking about someone. They say that he died, but then they revived him.
yeah,
Is it?
pretty much died.
I mean, I don't know who made that call. I mean, I don't know what doctor. Like, I would definitely like to know what doctor made that call. They said that he actually died, but if you're gonna say that his heart stopped, then I guess you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah. If your heart stops, then you're dead. You're dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
That's tough, man. That's tough.
David said that honestly, I think the way NFL does playoffs is dumb. I think giving any team a bye week is kind of dumb, but giving only one team a bye is dumber than giving two teams a bye, in my opinion. And
Oh,
I agree with him there.
I think
I
so
agree
too.
with him there. Too. To me, I think giving two teams a bye makes more sense, in my opinion. Giving two teams a bye makes more sense.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It rewards you for having a great record. And to me, I just think having one team, having odd number of teams in the playoffs per conference is dumb to me. It should always be even. 16, like it should either be 16, 2, 4, 6, 8 even teams, not
Well
odd
then,
teams.
if that's the case, they might as well just add another team. Then just add another team and have an eight and no bye week for anybody.
Me personally, I think the top two teams should be rewarded for having the top seed. You should get a reward for that. You should get a reward for that.
Hmm.
And in that sport, the reward is a bye week. You know what I mean? Rest those knees. Rest those players. But yeah, if they went 8 and did no by bye week, I'll be fine with that too. Not that big of a deal to me.
Someone at ESPN actually suggested that they said that they should have just added an extra team on the AFC side and nobody has a bye week, and that way everybody will be able to play on their home court or
But
whatnot.
but here's the thing. Let me see. If they do 8 and they still get 2 teams to buy, then that would leave. I think that would leave 5. All right, so that it wouldn't make sense that way. But all right, so never mind about that. Never mind about that. Ruben continues on. Go Jags. LA sucks. Bengals. And David said that David said there's no fixing Zach Wilson. His teammates don't like him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That dude's done. That dude's done.
Yeah, I think it depends on the offensive coordinator. If they get a hot shot offensive coordinator, I think they'll give him. I think they'll try to give him. I think they'll try to give him a chance. Get Ruben said that get well Hamlin, go home Bills. I wish they went home, but they're gonna kill us this week. I just feel it.
Yeah, and yeah, get well, Hamlin. Yeah, and one thing I also want to say is I actually liked and appreciated the fact that everybody went on the field to pray, and prayed for him. And what pissed me, the only thing that pissed me off
Mhm.
was that we had people complain, God doesn't exist, God is not real. What are you playing for when it's not doing anything from Hamlin. Like what? Like, are you kidding me? The one time where everybody can come in unity and and worship God, that was the most perfect time to do it. And we had what's that guy name that you like?
Orlovsky.
Yeah, when he actually prayed on ESPN live on ESPN, I thought that was phenomenal. And look, I understand that people are not we have people who are not religious. I understand that there's people who don't believe in God. And I understand that there's people out there who hates religion. But at the end of the day, this is for somebody who nearly died. So regardless of what you believed in, they're doing this for the sake of, yeah, I forgot his first name. Darren
Damar.
Damar, yeah. So stop the complaining. You mean to tell me this one time that this guy decided to pray, you want to complain about it? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I think he did the right thing, and it's actually refreshing that people are finally able to bring God into the equation. I like it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna elaborate because I want to get over this podcast, but what I have to say may surprise you. I don't have a problem with what he did.
Oh wow,
No.
wow,
Look,
wow.
look,
Okay,
you have to remember when people are like, what, and people who complain about, and you know me, I'm not religious at all. So, but the thing is that when people pray, when it comes to someone, let's say they're hurt or whatever, you see it all too often in NFL. When a guy gets hurt, there's a prayer circle. They're not like there's no harm in that. So why am I complaining about it? You don't have to participate. But if people are praying for the safety and well being of their brother or whoever, then let them do it. It's not hurting you. You notice how I keep the same energy regardless. You notice that?
but you don't care about religion, nor do you like it.
But that doesn't mean that
You you you, you
but
call
that
you
doesn't
call you
mean
call
but
religion
that
a cult.
doesn't mean
You
but
said
that
that
doesn't
religion is a
mean
cult. That's what
but
you
that
said.
doesn't mean that people praying for the life of someone else is a bad thing.
No, it's a good thing. The
Yeah,
only the only like look, the only there's really nothing else that anybody else could have done. God is the one who has the ultimate power, who has the ultimate say, who's the ultimate judge. And if everybody want to come in unison and pray to our God, Jesus Christ, then yeah, let them do it. And once again, it was one of those rare times where everybody put everything else aside and came in unity for the sake of this man. And they prayed to God so that for the well-being of this man. I mean, it's a good positive thing. Like, there should have been no type of disagreement or hatred, towards that. I don't get it.
but I say that about lots of things, and you don't follow your own advice. But I don't want to get too deep into it. Tough Cat said that go Packs, even though we sucked 2 days ago. Go Pack nothing. They're out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, to have the Jets and the Packers, I mean, at least the Packers were close. How in the world? It felt like uh, that Aaron Rodgers really did no longer care about winning. That showed up on the field to me. Like the way he was throwing those balls, man. Like, what the hell was he doing? I don't know, bro. That dude, I think he's gonna retire. But anyway,
Right. Tough Cat said that let me be a guest. Let's set something up. Um, I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah. I mean, we don't have no problem. Have we had a guest before. We have multiple guests before, so yeah, we could definitely set something up, and yeah, it'll be cool, man. I think it'll be cool. Go ahead.
okay. David said there's no way to fairly make up the game. Zero way of doing it. The toll on a NFL game takes on their bodies would be too much for any scenario without pushing the entire playoff back a week or two. And yeah, I agree with him on that. I agree with him there. And they have a set day for the Super Bowl, so they can't really push that back.
Well, I mean, let's just not have a bye week between. Like, what money is there for you to gain by not having a bye week between
I think I think I think that bye week is the Pro Bowl.
like, you actually think people care about the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're preaching to the choir, but everything is set.
And if the Pro Bowl is really that important, have it after the Super Bowl.
That's how they always used to do it.
Right.
But what they're doing this year with the Pro Bowl is actually pretty interesting. They're doing like competitions and stuff like that. They're not doing a game. They're doing competitions.
Mm,
I would much rather watch that than guys just running around with helmets.
yeah. Playing tag. Yeah.
Yeah, Ruben said, "Who cares about making it up? Besides fantasy players, both playoff slots are solidified." Yeah, I guess, but I can understand. I understand Cincinnati being upset, and I understand, Buffalo has a case. I get it, but with the circumstances that they're in now, it is something that they have to deal with. And the most important thing is to win your games. That's it. Win. That's all that matters. Just win. So David said, if Kansas City and Buffalo end up tied, Buffalo will get the bye week. So they essentially got punished because a guy almost died on their team. No way Kansas City should have gotten that number one seed. That's a load of BS, in my opinion. That's why they're doing the neutral site thing. That's why they're doing the neutral site, because it is unfair that they of what happened, but there's no guarantee that they're gonna beat Cincinnati anyway. Since they can't, so that's why they can't just assume things that happen if you didn't see it happen. If you understand what I'm saying, because Cincinnati could easily have beaten Buffalo in that game. You
Yeah.
never know. So I get what David's saying.
Yeah.
I
I
get
get
what,
I get what you're saying too, David. Yeah. I get it.
yeah. All right. So Ruben, we'll end this with Ruben. He said, in this case, when it's in contention, do what soccer does and do aggregate scoring. Hmm. That's interesting.
Can you explain? I don't watch soccer. Like, I am trying to get into it, but what does that mean?
Aggregate scoring is when a team plays each other twice. They'll play each other twice over a span of like a week or whatever, right? And they pretty much combine the two scores in the game, and that's like the final overall score. And whoever wins, they only do this really in tournaments and stuff like that, and the Champions League, and
Mhm.
other like club tournaments. So you play two games. Let's say the first game I win 3-1. In the second game, you win 4-2. You actually would move on because you would score more points than me.
Oh,
Wait. No, no,
really?
no, 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 no. Let me. I messed up. I messed up. All right. First game, I beat you 2-1. Second game, you beat me 3-0. You
Hmm.
would move on because you scored more points over those two games.
Oh wow.
So that's
Wow.
that's what aggregate scoring is.
Okay.
And but the thing is that when it comes to this, Ruben, the NFL owners have to agree to it, and there's gonna be some owners that don't agree. You know what I mean? Especially if they're on the wrong end of that.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing. You also said if the person is a religious person, a God believing soul, then let's pray for him. If not, then do nothing. I agree with that. Doing guest
Well,
spots. That's
well, but the problem is, Ruben, that I mean, yeah, if you don't want to do nothing, that's fine. But don't complain about it if people decided to pray, because no one, if those if and let me say this, if those NFL players didn't go down and take a knee and everybody came at a circle and pray, nobody would complain. So why are you going to complain when they decided to actually sit down and pray? I mean, what in the world is there for them to do anyway? Just stand around and just do nothing? They felt that the least that I could do is pray for the guy. And you had fans, you had celebrities also went to this GoFundMe stuff that he had, and
mm-hmm.
I think they made millions upon millions of dollars, didn't they?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. So you see how everybody came together in unison to at least to contribute because everybody felt hopeless. I mean, it's sad to watch a sport that all you doing is just go there for the sake of entertainment, and yet you see on the TV screen that a guy pretty much died on the field. Yeah, that impacts a lot of people. So if they feel like praying is a good thing, which it is, then go ahead and do it. By all means, take the advantage and do it.
Yeah. So Ruben said doing guest spots, that's cool. I vote for Steve's sexy friend, Bartholomew. So
You think you seem to think, Ruben, you always no any girl that come on here, you always say that they're sexy. Like just about every girl that came on here, you said they're sexy. Oh, let's meet up, whatever, whatever, whatever. You've been doing that every time, Ruben. And I think I don't necessarily blame you because we rarely ever have women on here anyway. But you tend to do that a lot.
okay. Do you have the Skip and Shannon? You have the Skip and Shannon
The
video?
video, yeah.
Okay, go ahead, pop it up real quick.
All right.
All
And
right.
this,
So
go ahead.
all right. So we talked about the skip thing real quick on Monday's show also. So what happened was Skip did the tweet, said the tweet. It was it was just we talked about it was just him doing what he's always done. Is that he made the story about him. So he did the show the next day, and Shannon wasn't there,
Yeah,
and everyone was thinking, "Oh well, why didn't he not show up?" We all know why he didn't show up. He didn't show up because he didn't want to do he didn't want to. He said that he didn't want the conversation to be about Damar, be about Skip's tweet.
correct.
That's why he said he didn't show up. So this is so he's gonna explain it to you right here, and then you'll see what happens.
All right. And shout out to this guy who he did a little bit of editing
Mm-hmm.
on this. So yeah, he did a very good job too. So shout out to I'll give you a shout out later.
Good to see you.
Can you hear it by the way?
Yeah, yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Shannon, I understand there's something you want to share this morning.
Good morning. Yes. Morning. There's been a lot of speculation of why I wasn't on air yesterday, and I won't get into speculation or conjecture, innuendo, but I will say this: in watching that,
Yeah. So just here, just for the sake of, just in case you guys don't watch the show or you don't know what it is, Shannon Sharp, the guy that's talking right now, he always does the show with Skip Bayless. It's always the two of them. But on Monday, was it no Tuesday? Right? It was Tuesday.
Uh,
Was
no,
it
no,
no?
Tuesday. Skip did the show by himself. This had to have been Wednesday.
Yeah, yeah. So, the Wednesday. Skip Bayless pretty much did the show by himself because Shannon Sharp did not show up because of his tweet. This is why I love this editing because he's gonna show us this tweet right now, the tweet that you read earlier on Movie before.
Mm-hmm.
game on Monday night, what happened to Damar Hamlin struck me a little different. As a brotherhood in the NFL, when injuries happen, when we know injuries are a part of the game, I've seen guys suffer ACLs and Achilles tear. but I've never seen anybody have to be revived and fight for their life on the field. So it struck me a little differently because I remember seeing my brother.
Go ahead.
That was the first time I saw what happened with Damar.
Wait, right just now?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
The first time I saw it happen.
Wow. What, dude? Like, it was all over YouTube and Twitter.
I couldn't find it.
And you couldn't find it?
I couldn't find it. It's not like I was actually looking for it, but yeah, that's the first time seeing it. And the thing is that you look at that and then there's nothing. There really is. That's a regular tackle.
Yeah.
That's a regular tackle.
Right. Yeah, just a plain regular tackle, like
the
you said.
Brotherhood in the NFL when injuries happen, when we
know impact. I see it all the time.
Yeah, me too.
And then you see him fall like that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I suffer ACLs and Achilles tear,
and just completely fell. And the reaction that from all the players, bro, like it was scary.
Yeah,
it was scary.
Never seen anybody have to be revived and fight for their life on the field. So it struck me a little differently because I remember seeing my brother paralyzed on the field temporarily, and he was able to regain focus.
I'm sorry that I stopped. Do you remember this? Because I don't.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Skip tweeted something, and although I disagree with the tweet, and hopefully Skip would take it down.
This is the tweet that you read before.
Yeah,
this is the one that you read before.
All this tweet just soaks of this him being an egomaniac. That's all this is.
Yeah, so no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. I'm gonna go when this video.
How do these two sentences go together? If it's so irrelevant, then why bring it up? If it's so irrelevant, why bring it up? Why? Because you want rating. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
That's all this guy cares. That's all this guy cares about is rating. That's it.
Oof. All right. Yeah, I have something to say. I'm gonna finish the video first.
Yeah.
But I didn't want it.
Well, time out. I'm not going to take it down because I stand by what I tweeted.
Skip. Let me finish.
All right. Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Go ahead. Let's go, Jen.
Okay.
I mean, I cannot even get through a monologue without you interrupting me.
Well,
you could have came back, Skip.
Well, I thought
Skip, just let.
I didn't know you were going to bring up.
No,
this.
I was just going to say, Skip. I didn't want to yesterday to get into a situation where Damar Hamlin was the issue. We should have been talking about him and not get into your tweet. That's what I was going to do. But you can't even let me finish my opening monologue without you interrupting.
Okay. I was under the impression you weren't going to bring this up because nobody here had a problem with that tweet.
No. Clearly, the bosses.
Let me say something real quick. I had to stop. Let me say something real quick. I don't know if you watched the show when he was by himself. I don't know if you did or not.
No,
but he said on his own show when he was by himself that his bosses told him to address that tweet. Like, if you said that in your show when you were alone, when Shannon Sharpe did not show up to work with you, you said that that's exactly what the boss told you to do, to clarify what you meant, to be more sympathetic. And now you're saying right here that they absolutely said no, they had no problems with your tweet?
Well, I mean, it clarifying and saying that they're two different things. But I don't know if Skip's telling the truth there. I don't know if he's telling the truth. Like clarifying a tweet and being in trouble for a tweet, they're two different things. But I just think all of this is from him. It was just done to create more. It was just done just to create more attention for himself.
Okay.
Wanted you to offer explanation so clearly.
No, they did not have. Nobody.
Let's go, Jen.
Thoughts and prayers remain with Damar Hamlin.
That's where the focus should have been, and not on the football game. Yes, let's go, Jen. Thank you.
Having, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. That had to have been the most cringiest. I don't know if that's even the word, but dude, that had to have been one of the most awkward moment on sports television I had ever seen.
I've seen far worse.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
but even still, that was extremely. That I was just like, wow, the awkwardness, the 5 6 second silence that they had between the two of them, and you could and you could tell that Shannon was really 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 pissed off with Skip. He was severely irate with Skip Bayless of what he said. So that I mean, I'm not going to complain because that was awesome TV. That was awesome TV. But what are your thoughts?
Um, like to me, it's the same thing I said during the whole situation with them. When it came to him disrespecting him over Tom Brady. Now, mind you, I watched the video, and this is the second time. This is at least the second time that Skip Bayless has said the same thing to Shannon Sharp regarding Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Like a couple years ago, like when Tom Brady was in New England and he was struggling, he said the same thing to Shannon. Oh, you guys are just jealous of what he's done at his age than what you guys did in your age, and Shannon just laughed it off. So you have that. Me personally, I just think that my opinion still stands. Like who you're doing the show with. Now you know who you're doing the show with.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing it with a guy who simply just doesn't care about the athletes. His career is built off of antagonizing athletes. That's what he does, having these stupid hot takes and antagonizing athletes. That's what his career is based on. And you decided to do that show, knowing damn well who this guy is. Now, if I had to guess, and I could be completely wrong on this,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean I may be completely going off the deep end with this. Personally, I think Shannon's not going to be on that show next year.
Whoa, you taking it that far?
Yeah, to the end of next year, the end of this year, he's going to be gone from that show.
Dude, you got to explain why do you feel that way?
I mean, look at what's been going on in the past couple weeks, right? Clearly, Shannon Sharp feels that that Skip doesn't respect him, and all that stuff proves it. It proves it. So if you're working with someone who don't respect you,
Mm-hmm.
and you're a man of of honor and virtue and all the other stuff, then you're not going to accept that BS from especially from someone who's nowhere near as accomplished as you are in your field and what you're known for. He's nowhere near as accomplished.
Yeah.
And for him to constantly disrespect you like that, like any man will feel any kind of way about being disrespected.
Okay.
And this is not going to end. This is not going to end. There's going to be something that happens, and Skip Bayless is not gonna contain. He's not gonna contain himself. He's a constant imposter. He's gonna do something. You're gonna get pissed off, and then you're gonna be gone. I'm telling you, you're gonna be gone. But like I said before, you knew what you were getting yourself into doing that show with that guy.
So before I say my piece, so you're blaming what you're saying is you don't feel bad for Shannon Sharp, and you blaming him for this.
No, I'm not gonna say that I blame him, but like I don't feel bad for him.
Okay, well, this is what I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we did this live, you had said that no, you was actually reading the tweet live last week. I don't know if you remember. You was reading the tweet last week, and you had said that Skip Bayless had saved himself, with that last sentence by saying that.
I should clarify. I said he tried to.
Oh, he said, okay. So now you change your mind. Now you saying that he tried to now.
Yeah. Because clearly the saving part did not work. Clearly the last sentence did not work, bro. Yeah. Everybody every athlete I can think of went after him.
Yes.
Media members went after him.
Yes.
Everybody went after him. And to be honest with you, this is what he wanted. This is what he wanted.
But
So,
here, but here's the thing. But here's the thing, though.
mhm.
If I understand what you mean, like why in the world would you put these two sentences together? Why would you want to entwine one which pretty much contradicts the other? Like I understand what you're trying to say, but I've been hearing what other people have been saying, and they are saying that all these people who are getting all upset don't know how. Pretty much, they said that they don't know how to read, or they fail reading comprehension. Like they didn't understand the full context, because what they were saying is when he said that, oh, all this seems so irrelevant, they're pretty much saying what Skip is pretty much saying is, oh, I wonder how they are going to fix this, but in the meantime it's irrelevant. That's what those people are saying. So they're saying that, why in the world are you getting upset when he's saying that it's irrelevant at the end of the day? like like
You,
Go ahead.
no. If you have more to say, I'll let you finish before
Oh,
I make my comment.
okay. So to me, if Skip is trying to say that, listen, I'm just curious to figure out how the NFL is going to fix this. And look, we've been talking about this. They've been talking about it all week of what in the world is going, what in the world is the NFL going to do in this scenario? How are they going to fix this? Are we going to have a game postponed? Are they going to cancel? So at least in that aspect, Skip was actually right. He's actually right. Like, how in the world are they going to fix it? And mind you, I asked that question live last week. I asked that question. I asked you, Who 186. Well, are they going to continue the game? And then you said, man, I have no idea. I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea what they're going to do. So you and I was even asking questions like, how are they going to fix this? You know what I'm saying? So if Skip is going to say, well, how is this going to get resolved? But in the meantime, it's irrelevant. If that's what he meant, then maybe, just maybe, I could understand the other content creators saying that, oh, these people who are getting all outraged should have never gotten upset with him in the first place because of the key word irrelevant.
All
What
right.
were you going to say?
It's cute that stupid people like to explain what other stupid people do. Okay.
Mhm.
Here's the thing. When we were talking about it, we had no idea what happened. We were
Yeah,
still trying to process what was going on. We didn't know if he was dead or alive or whatever.
yeah.
We're just reacting to something as it went on, and it is very difficult to do that, especially when it comes to that situation. The
Hmm.
most important thing is his health.
Correct.
Most important thing is his health. Like, and I understand asking questions about the game when it's appropriate. Like Skip did that. Skip did that on purpose. He did that on purpose because here's the thing.
Yeah.
If all you cared about was the game, just do that. Don't play both sides of the fence like you're doing it on purpose. He's trying to play both sides of the fence on purpose.
Hmm.
If you only cared about the game, just come out and say you only care about the game. You're gonna get roasted either way. You're gonna get roasted either way. But don't sit there and be like, "Oh, how can they make up the game and all the other stuff?" That no one cared about that. The first and I look, I watched first take, not first take. Yeah, first take the next day.
Hmm.
Not one time was it ever mentioned. Now, mind you, I'm gonna shit on them during the Dana White stuff, right?
Okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
but right, but not one time was there ever a conversation regarding what they're gonna do about the game, because that's not important right now, because you have a guy in the hospital who's fighting for his life.
Yeah.
So talking about a game is not relevant. Like when it came to me and you, we had no idea what was going on. We didn't know the game. We didn't even know the game was gonna continue or not.
Yeah.
There's still people in the stands. There's still people in the stands. Like we're reacting to it live. You see, if Skip had a show and he was still wondering that right then and there, then that's fine. Because right now, like he's reacting to it live, but he did the tweet knowing damn well that he was gonna get attention for it.
I see what you're saying.
He did it damn well knowing he was gonna get attention for it. Like if you want to, like you had time in a place to worry about what they were going to do when the NFL made the announcement. You had time, but in order to because remember, because that next day when they did the show, when he did the show by himself, he was there explaining the tweet.
Yes. Yes.
So and naturally you're going to put two and two together. That he only did this so he can discuss. Like obviously he talked about Damar and whatever, but he also discussed the tweet in the first segment of the show. So he obviously did this for attention. That's why he's doing it for attention. It's not about reading comprehension. But we just see through the bullshit. And people who are stupid don't do that. And we and also him and his record do not doesn't help his cause.
Yeah, but yeah, based on his track record, like that,
Yeah,
I cannot believe that dude just talks trash about LeBron James literally every single day. Just constantly talk about bad things about LeBron James, and look, and a lot of people say, oh, it's because he's a hater or he's a racist. I'm not gonna pull the race card on that because he talked trash about Aaron Rodgers too. Like I've heard him talk trash about Aaron
no,
Rodgers.
yeah, I'm not gonna say he's racist. Like some people will say that he bites off of black culture and stuff like that. I'm not gonna go to that level.
Hmm.
But to me, he's a guy who is he's a poster. That's all he is. He's a hot take guy. So I can't take what he says seriously, especially if I know why he's doing it. He's doing it for clout.
Yeah, but it's been working because
Yeah.
every single time when he talks trash about LeBron James, you constantly get a huge you get huge. I mean, they're not numbers like this at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. They're not huge numbers like this, but man, he gets a lot of
He gets attention.
reactions.
That's what he
From people.
wants. That's what he wants. But then he pretends that he don't see it. Because he feeds his own ego. Because I think he only follows one person.
Oh, you for real? Oh
Yeah,
my
I think he only follows one person. Like everything he does is stoked when it comes to ego, like being an egomaniac. That's all he is.
God. Okay.
I mean, Malta said, "I can't believe he's sticking to his guns." That's what he's done his entire career. He sticks to his guns. That's what he does.
Oh, that's what Malta said.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh, I see it. Yeah.
yeah. And then Ruben said that Skip is being deceptive. So I mean, that's just who he is, man. And when it comes circling back to the whole Shannon Sharp thing, I mean, you know who you're doing the show with.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, I mean, I don't have nothing else to say.
No, we can move on because I know I mean, we're already in 2 hours in. Like, I have a whole lot of other stuff I wanted to say, but nah, we gotta move on. If something else happened, then yeah, we'll go back to it. But
Okay.
but yeah, I see what you're saying, and I believe that Skip should have waited for him to say that. Oh well, this is a crucial. Like he was using these big important words so obviously people was going to get upset, and even if he meant what he meant at the end, well, it's it's irrelevant. I mean,
No,
people.
it's not irrelevant if you bring it up. I'm not gonna bring anything up that's irrelevant.
Okay, I got you.
Like, what's the point of coming up with a point? It'd be like me saying, "Oh, I wish, I wish this game had this and this," even though it's irrelevant. Like, if it's irrelevant, then why bring it up?
Yeah.
It's so stupid. You know what I'm gonna do? The Greg Berhalter stuff. I'm gonna hold that till next week, till Monday.
The soccer
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll hold that off till Monday.
okay.
But let me talk about Dana White, because Dana White is gonna go right into Vince McMahon, right?
Okay.
Now, Dana White last week, he had this altercation with his wife, where she slapped him, he slapped her back or whatever. And since then, nothing's happened. Right? He's addressed it. He addressed it once with TMZ, and he actually had a press conference today, pretty much, saying that I wish people would not defend me. He was pretty much taking accountability for what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I give him props on that. Right? I give him props there. My issue is with the media in general and UFC, ESPN, and Endeavor, which is the company that owns UFC. Right?
Now you still talking about the issue with him and his wife, right?
Uh, Not as much as me. It's just him getting a pass from the media.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna look for this tweet real quick from this ESPN. Is it, White tweet. Let me see if I can find it, because this is. 'Cause I remember we had a conversation a long time ago. Um, we had when it comes to media and what their responsibility is. When it came to the Robert Sarver thing, you remember that, right?
Yeah.
And I talked about how what the difference between when it comes to media, when you can spot the difference between media that media that is like in the bag for someone and biased media and non-biased media. There's a big difference. If I could find
Okay.
it. If I could find it. But yeah, I can't find it. Let me. I'm gonna keep looking. I'm trying to look for it. Oh man.
Well, what are you looking for though? Like the thing that that I thought was very a little. I mean, I shouldn't say strange when it comes to like violence and people hitting each other, husband and wives, attacking each other. Like you that I'm pretty sure that happens, especially in private. That stuff happens, all the time. Now, when it comes to seeing it live or at an event and what have you, and you could clearly see that she attacked him first. My position still stand. While you're looking for the article, I still wanted to say that my position has still stand. That look, nobody should be touching anybody. A
Okay, I
guy
found
should
this
not be
tweet.
hitting. A guy shouldn't be hitting a girl. A girl shouldn't be hitting a guy either. And that was the reason why I said she's not the victim here. Just because that he is wrongful for what he did, I don't consider her being the victim because she hit him first, and I will always stand by that. But go ahead.
Okay, this is from Jeff Wigenheim. He works for ESPN. He's a writer for ESPN. We've been told not to write anything incendiary on social media about the Dana White situation, and I understand why, and I have abided by that. I just ask y'all to understand that some of us at ESPN do not have as soft a take as this on domestic violence. Now he tried to clarify his statement. Now, in fairness to him, let me read the clarification. There
Okay.
was no there was no edict from ESPN bosses regarding the White situation, but in general, we are strongly discouraged from incendiary posts on social media, and with a business partner, things are sensitive. My bad on the wording. Uh, that's horseshit, but it's okay.
Man.
So this is what happens. This is what happens when you have media that is in bed with their partners. This is what happened, and they don't put him in the same category as a player or an owner right?
Yeah.
Now, I mentioned first take, right? Let me go back to the tweet. Let me go back to the article. Let me go backwards. Let me go back to the article. You see this face right here? Hold on. Where is it at? Where's it at? Damn it, where is it? Oh, you know what? It was in the tweet. My bad. Hold on. Let me go forward. All right, let me see. All right, let me go forward again. Let's point to this face right here, Stephen A. Smith.
Okay.
Look how sad he is. Look how
Yeah.
sad he is.
Yeah.
Sad that he has to talk. Sad that he has to talk about this news for about a friend, right? Now, mind you, this was one segment, one tiny itty bitty segment.
Mm-hmm.
Like how long was the Ray Rice thing going? Like this, off the top of your head.
It was going on for days, several days.
It, like even longer than that. Multiple segments talking about Ray Rice.
Yes.
But yet this situation only gets one fucking segment. One tiny itty bitty segment. And mind you, when you put the incidents next to each other, you can say they're the same thing. You can say the same thing. We know Ray Rice's wife was coming at him, was likely going to strike him.
Yeah.
He just beat her to it.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? And the same thing happened here. I guarantee you, Stephen A. Smith. Now, mind you, I like he can say what he wants now because he was saying there's no excuse for it. That's not what he said. That's not what he said prior. He has said multiple times, "Oh, what the hell? What did the woman do to get hit?" I've heard him say that live.
Yeah, I heard him say that live too. He
Yeah,
he
but
used the word provoked and stuff like that.
yeah. But he didn't say that this time because he knew he would get in trouble. You know what happened? They had Molly Karam say that. And I have a question for Molly. When you were with Jalen Rose, you go and try to slap him, he cold cocks you. You're gonna have the same opinion?
What did Molly say? Because I don't watch the show anymore.
Pretty much she said, "Oh well, he's also to know." Because she obviously said, "Oh, he's been a friend to me too," and it's also important to note that he hit him first, and you can't be doing. It's pretty much said the same thing you said. That was she said.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm like, do you really believe that? I refuse to believe that you believe that. I refuse to believe that you believe that.
I refuse to believe that too.
You know what I'm saying? And then you look at UFC. They haven't said nothing about it. Endeavor, they didn't say nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
ESPN, they're pretty much told their employees not to talk about it. It was up until Dana White did the presser, and I think it's in. Let me go back. He did the presser. He talked about it, and he pretty much said, listen, there's no excuse for what I did. And mind you, Dana White himself has said years ago, there's no coming back from hitting a woman. That's what he said in 2014.
Wow.
That's what he said. And look, we all know what type of person Dana White is. Okay, and also it's important to note when he signed Greg Hardy, right? You remember Greg Hardy, right?
Of
From a
course,
football
yeah.
player.
From a football player, so,
You
yeah.
and you remember what he did.
Yeah.
He beat his wife and whatever, and we know what happened.
Yeah,
Now,
it didn't surprise me because you saw how violent he was on when he was playing football.
yeah,
I don't know if you remember. Yeah.
yeah, and he said what he said in 2014, but then he hires Greg Hardy, and then and the worst part is one thing to hire a guy who's been accused of domestic violence, right? It's a tone deaf thing. Another thing to be completely tone deaf, to put him in the same card as a woman who had a domestic abuse thing that happened to her a month prior to her fight. Rachel Ostrovich. Let me see if I can find a picture of her. She had a domestic violence thing that happened to her, and she was on the same card fighting with Greg Hardy.
Oh, and that's interesting.
Yeah, it's completely tone deaf. But look, when it comes to money, Dana White will look the other way. That's just how it is. Okay, there we go. This is her. This is her.
Oh, I'm familiar. I've seen her. Yeah, I'm familiar
Yeah.
with her. Yeah.
I don't think she's in. I don't think she's in UFC anymore. I think she's doing bare knuckle fighting. But she got beat up by her husband at the time, and like a month ago, she obviously recovered, and she fought in the same card as Greg Hardy, who I think he made either he probably co-main event this co-main evented that night.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna put a guy who has a very public domestic disputes allegations next to a woman who had a had her issue with domestic violence. Joe's in the chat. How you doing, Joe? You go to hit me. You are a threat now. I will defend myself.
Yeah, and I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this, but I have to agree with Joe. Hell has definitely got some AC going on tonight. But yeah, that was my position from the very beginning. If you are going to hit me, if a woman is going to attack a guy, regardless of what his occupation is, you are trying to commit harm to that other individual. And
Okay, but
because of that, he has the right to defend himself.
all right, that's fine. I don't care about that. What I care about is this guy has gotten a pass for wrong behavior. He got a pass.
But you've seen people have passes before. You've seen people who got
Ray Rice did it.
Ben Roethlisberger did.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He actually he went on trial. Didn't he go on trial?
But I thought you said you was talking about the media.
No, I mean the media talked about the Ben Roethlisberger thing.
I mean, they didn't really castrate him, or they didn't really.
No, not probably not as much as Ray Rice.
Yeah,
but he at least he got something. He got something. This guy got nothing. He has a slap league that is actually, which is ironic enough as it is. He has a pro slap league that he was supposed to be starting on TBS. You know what TBS did?
What?
They pushed it back a week.
Okay,
so yeah, he got away with it. Basically, he got away with it.
Okay, but here's the thing, though, Hoovy. It seems like what you're trying to say is that because he retaliated, he should get severe punishment from the media in general. Is what you're saying?
I mean, other people have. Other people have. What makes him the exception?
I mean, to me, with the situation with Ben Roethlisberger, I don't necessarily. They didn't say anything about her hitting him first and then he retaliated. It didn't say anything. It didn't say anything about that.
He got accused of rape. He got accused of rape.
And he's still playing in the league.
I mean, I think he got. I forgot what. I don't know if he went to trial or whatever. I don't know if the woman came forward. I don't know what happened. Like I don't know what happened. But I don't think. But the thing is that you look at someone like Ray Rice, and I'm not defending Ray Rice. Like he got what he deserved, but he got punished. Like you look at someone like and I mentioned this last week when we talked about the Dana White thing when it came to the actual incident. Roger Goodell can't do that and survive. Robert Sarver can't do that and survive. But look at Dana White. He survived because nobody underneath him is going to do anything about it. Let me see. Joe said that the hypocrisy is what gets Hoovy, and Big Ben got a pass. Dude, you can't say he was punished. Steve, it was rape. He said that multiple allegations, only 3 game suspension, 5 max. Let me look this up real quick. Because like I said, I don't think the rape thing got as much attention as it should have.
No, it didn't. It didn't. That was he didn't get in trouble really at all.
Okay. Let me look this Right. All right, so pretty much, apparently he went to trial. Right, he went to trial, and I do remember him getting suspended, but I don't know how many games he got suspended. Let me see.
No, no, but I'm just but remember your
Well,
main
okay, he got 6 game. He got 6 game ban. He got six
suspended
game ban.
suspended for 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I don't remember. The media was constantly going at him when about the domestic violence. The rape thing.
I don't remember as well either, but he did get a punishment. That's a punishment. 6 games is a punishment.
Okay.
It's a light punishment. It's a light punishment, but it's a punishment. Like Dana White's not getting anything, and it's like why? How come this guy is the only one that can go through it, that can do that? When you have a news outlet is actively protecting this guy. But how does it make any sense? How does it make
Mm,
any sense?
I mean, look. At the very least, do you like they? I mean, should they have talked about it more? I mean, I guess. I guess they should.
More than one fucking segment. More than one fucking segment. And they have MMA guys, not that many. Like the main guy who they should have talked to was Ariel Hawani. But because Dana White hates Ariel Hawani, then obviously they're not gonna go there.
So, all
And
right, okay. So your issue overall is the fact that he should have gotten punished for it. But what type of punishment were you looking for? Like what? Get like what? Are they going to suspend him? Like I don't think they're going to do that. Like what type of punishment that would you think would have been warranted? Like a fine?
a heavy fine, one. And I was suspended for 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah. Give him a 6 month suspension. Because at the end of the day, when you're especially when you're the top guy, you have to represent your company um with the utmost with you have to represent your company in the best light. And he did not do that there.
Hmm.
He didn't do that there. And for a guy who said out of his own fucking mouth, you don't go back from hitting a woman. Yeah, you should be held. You should have some type. You should be held responsible for your actions. I'm not saying fire the guy, but at least at least something. And what he got, the worst thing that happened to him is his slap league got pushed back 1 week. Maybe they could put some B-roll of him slapping his wife and put it in the commercial.
Put it in a
Joke.
commercial.
It's a joke. Joe said that they did. I'll give you that. Goodell and the league was the one that went soft. I agree with that when it comes to big men. I agree with that. I agree with that. But like I said, men with money, men with power can do whatever they want. Let's look at Mr. Man, for example. All right, then moving on to Mr. Man. Last topic of the day. Vinnie Mac. That dude's back. Vinnie Mac is back. Mr. Man returned to WWE. I wonder if they had the emails that he sent to them.
I have no idea, man. I have no idea.
Let me see if they have the emails. And if I don't think the Wall Street Journal is going to let me look at this, so let's look at something else. Let's find another article.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so yeah. So anyway, Joe. Well, while he's looking, yeah. Thanks for joining us. You missed the whole thing with with the Joker. You missed it. Like I actually was hoping to get some reaction out of you, but you missed it. But I think it was pretty good. Even having had a couple of things to say, even though it was somewhat irrelevant. But whatever.
Let me see. Okay, let me see if they have it here. Because here's what happened. So he decided that he wanted to come back, right? Now, mind you, even though he was no longer, a chairman, CEO, whatever, he still owned like the vast majority of the stock options in that company. So he could have easily just done what he wanted regardless. He could have done what he wanted regardless. But what he decided to do was on December 20th, he sent the email to the board of directors. Right? I'm trying to look for. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Just stall.
All right. Well, I guess I might as well read the last comment that I'm gonna get to Joe real quick, but Randy said, "Oh, 6 months for self defense," and you see here's the thing, Randy, I think that's Randy at least, but here's the thing. I've always classified.
Wait a fucking minute. Wait, hold on. Stop. This is the same guy who agreed with me saying that you have to be careful what you do.
Wait,
No,
go ahead.
he is playing both sides of the aisle. That's what he's doing.
So Ryan Meadows is playing both sides. He's on the
Yeah,
fence on this one.
yeah, because he said to us in the chat when I told you you have to resist, especially if your life is not in danger. And let's be real, his life was not in danger, right? He said, "Oh, I agree with Hoovy," and now he says this. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like he's playing both sides.
I mean, look. I'm going to be on his side on this. For you to say that he should get 6 months when she clearly
Yes, it's
attacked him
fun.
first, when
Wait,
she
we don't work for
clearly,
the company.
when she
We don't work
clearly,
for the company.
when she clearly attacked him first, you think that he should get suspended for retaliating? It's one. I would
Yeah,
understand if it was one thing
he
if
embarrassed his
he
friend.
if he initiated contact first. If he physically assaulted her first, I can see your point. But don't sit here and act like
No,
as if, oh,
if he physically assaulted her first, he should go. He company.
hmm,
Steve, you still there? You still
yeah,
there?
I'm
Go
here
ahead.
now.
Repeat what you said.
No, you said if he
Okay, go
attacked
ahead.
her first.
Repeat
What?
what you said. He
Can you
should be
hear
gone
me?
from the company. Period. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. If he attacked her first, then he should be gone from the company.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong for that, man. You're wrong for that. You're wrong for that because they're come on, like seriously, having a man or woman. What does that matter? You're going to get some type of retaliation if you are getting attacked. That's the thing.
Look, he embarrassed the company. That's what he did. But apparently, the company don't give a shit because they ain't do nothing to him. So all this is new anyway. All this don't matter anyway.
Yeah, so he didn't embarrass anybody then. If that's the case, since the company felt that they weren't embarrassed, they didn't do anything to him. Like, look, regardless of where you stand, clearly there's a lot of people who believe that if you are being attacked, whether it's by a guy or a gal, that you're going to get some type of reaction. And if the reaction is that I'm going to defend myself so you could stop hitting me, then that's what I'm going to do. And that's what most likely
All right.
most men will probably do. No, I'm not going to blame him for that. I'm not, and that is why I said she's not the
It's
victim.
fine. It's fine. It's not. That's not important. I'm done. I'm done. It's not important. It's fine. Let me read this. Vince McMahon has formally ousted 3 board members as he returned. Okay, since I can't find the emails, here's what he pretty much said. He said that he wanted to as chairman of the board of WWE, right? The board members pretty much said no because there are still stuff that's still going to come out against you. There's still stuff that still hasn't come out that would make the company look bad, in general, right? Now, there was another detail there. I'm trying to remember. Um, okay, so he says he wants to come back. They said, while you can help us when it comes to the sale of the company, you can't. You being the chairman would be a bad look for the company. And they said that there's still more stuff coming that could come out about him. Now, mind you, the chair, the board of directors includes the guy he hired, Nick Khan. It includes Triple H, and it includes his own daughter, Stephanie McMahon.
Right.
They all said, unanimously said, let's hold off on your comeback. And Vince McMahon decided on the next email that he sent, he pretty much said, look, guys, listen. If I'm not the head chairman of the company, then I will not approve any media rights deal or any sale of the company. So pretty much what he did, he held his own company hostage. That's what he did. Because the main revenue source for WWE is the media rights deals. It's the deal that is the money they get from USA,
Yeah.
Fox, those things. And the company is definitely up for sale. So McKinley's right in that retrospect. They are up for sale. But McMahon, with his share power, told them, "Yo, there ain't no deal happening without me being the head chairman. There ain't no deal happening." So there's nothing there, and as a result of it, let me read this article. Vince McMahon has formally ousted three WWE board members as he returns to the sports entertainment giant that he retired from in July 2022 amid sexual misconduct investigation. Per new SEC filing, Jolene Lyon Dillon, Jeffrey R. Speed, and Alan Waxler have been removed from WWE's board of directors, effective immediately by McMahon via a written consent order, as he remained WWE's largest shareholder following his retirement. Now, it's important to note, that one of these guys and this guy right here, let me read it. McMahon is now the executive chairman of the company with his allies and former co-WWE presidents Michelle Wilson and Joe Barrios. Are you still there? Oh, he froze. Steve, if you're there, let me know, all right? Oh, you're there.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Let me continue reading here. Okay. All right. McMahon is now the executive chairman of the company with his allies and former WWE co-presidents Michelle Wilson and George Barrios, joining him in the other two vacant board seats. In addition, WWE announced that board members Ignis Lehard and Manjit Singh have resigned effective immediately. Now, Manjit Singh is the guy who was leading the investigation into Vince McMahon and his use of of company money to hide the sexual stuff that he was doing. And now he magically resigns after Vince McMahon wields his power and returns back to power. You think that's a coincidence?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Something. I don't know. My internet is exacting a little funky.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is acting
I
weird.
heard was when you highlighted um what's his name? Like I didn't hear anything else because my internet went haywire.
Okay, pretty much what I'm saying is that the man who was leading the investigation resigned once he got back into power. All right, now he froze again.
Mm-hmm.
You heard me? You heard what I said?
Kind of.
All right. Yeah, I think you might be having internet issues.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was you, but it's clearly I was doing the speed test and yeah, it's
Yeah, it's you. It's you. Um,
and
Yeah, I mean, what do you want to do?
I mean, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but you're going in and out.
All right. Give me like a minute. Give me like 1 minute. 1 minute.
All right, while you do that, let me read the comments. Let me read these comments. Okay. Okay. All right. Joe said that we are not going to talk about the Joker. Well, I mean, I did. Unfortunately, I did. Oh yeah, you read that. 6 months for self defense. I see it like this: if you took and spent hush money, I don't want to hear shit you have to say. I guess. Um, you also said Ryan said that yes, we have to be careful if you're a high profile person, but regardless, 6 months. Yeah, 6 months. Like that's the least you. That's the least you can. That's the least of it. He embarrassed the company because he struck someone back. Yeah, yeah, and the same fucking guy who went on about you never come back from striking a woman. Yeah, that guy. I want to hold people in power accountable for their actions. Because are they going to do that for the little guy? Probably not. He should have held back, but that didn't. But he didn't consider. He didn't. Does not justify 6 months. I mean, it could be 6 months, 3 months, 2 months, whatever. At least get something. He ain't get no punishment whatsoever. Got nothing. And if I work for a company and I strike somebody, I strike a woman, and this company looks at me and like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? Like, and they fire me, I have no right to complain because I embarrassed the company. And being the biggest face in the MMA, yeah, you have to hold back. You can't embarrass the company. That's all I'm saying. So going back to McMahon, right? So I'll wait till Steve come back. So he come back. He's now back in charge because he got bored at home and wanted to come back, right? So you have all this happen. Then this happens. Stephanie McMahon steps down as WWE CEO as her dad Vince McMahon returns as executive chairman. Can you hear me, Steve? Oh no, he's still working on it. Now,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right.
All right, hold on. While you get everything situated, let me read this.
Yeah. As long I just decided to take out the camera. Maybe it's slowing down the internet somehow. I don't know. But I noticed when I removed the camera,
Mhm.
I was able to hear you perfectly. So let's see what happens from now on.
All right. Let me read this from Joe. Right. F that. I will say it to the press. She hit me, so I hit her back. Period. No double standard. You hired me. I'm suing for sexual discrimination. Um, I mean, in theory, that's not how things work. I mean, if that's what you want to go by, then that's fine. No, most normal businesses don't do that. Like you talking about double standard. Only one of them works for. Only one of them is the head of the biggest MMA brand in the world, and not his wife. Now, if she works for a company, if she work wherever she works at, right? Let's say she works at an office. The office see her hitting people and acting like a dumbass on video. Yeah, she could get fired for that because she's representing the company in a bad light. You know, what I mean, like it is what it is, man. But all this is new anyway. Like he's not gonna get punished, so it doesn't matter. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so
But I
I
just but I still disagree with you. Like I
that's fine.
actually had to.
That's fine. That's
All
fine.
right, fine.
It's
Go ahead.
perfectly fine. But okay, so pretty much what happened? McMahon decided to pretty much um he decided pretty much to do a coup on his own company. Right? So he got so pretty much he got back in power. He got rid of the people that he didn't want there. And the board now here's the thing. Based on the timeline that I heard, Stephanie McMahon stepped down as CEO, right?
Right. Yeah.
And then they did the vote for chairman, and they voted unanimously to bring Vince McMahon back. Which would not matter because if Vince McMahon wanted to come back, he would have come back. So
Right.
the vote would just is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So pretty much okay. All right, so here's what she said, right? I cannot put into words how proud I am to have helped lead what I consider to be the greatest company in the world, and I am confident WWE is in the perfect position to continue to provide unparalleled creative content and drive maximum value for shareholders. And yeah, so so I think there's a bigger I think there's more of a statement somewhere here. There you go. Let me see if it's down here somewhere.
Man, this
No,
is
no,
big
no,
stuff.
no, it's not. It's not there. But she decided to resign, and that's not by accident. That's not by accident. She can put a positive spin on this all she wants, but at the end of the day, here's what happening. Right, McMahon made a coup on the company, and right now they are in the middle of trying to sell the company. Now there was a big rumor that happened last night, and McKinley mentioned it that okay. All right, so McKinley mentioned this on earlier on that Saudi Arabia bought the company. Apparently, that's not true. At least not yet true. Yeah. It was a rumor, and it wouldn't surprise anybody because Saudi Arabia, they've been buying up a lot of stuff lately. They bought that golf company Live, and they bought a whole bunch of golfers from the PGA Tour, and bought them over to Live. Right? I know there's some of them own soccer clubs in the Premier League and other leagues. Like Saudi Arabia has a lot of money. A lot of countries in that part of the world have a lot of money. Have a lot of money, and unfortunately, the poorest of their people don't get none of it. But that's for another story for another day. But they have a lot of money, and they've done business with WWE before. They've done these crown jewel shows and stuff like that. So it could happen, but it's not. But it's not. There's nothing guaranteed yet. But there is a sale coming up, and there is a media rights deal that is coming up in 2024. And the funny thing is with Vincent McMahon, he said that's the reason why he came back. No, I don't buy that at all. Like it is part of it, but the reason why because they could have gotten a media rights deal even without him. What he wanted to do? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm listening.
Yeah. What he wanted to do was regain power of his company because it was rumors and the thing is that there was a rumor from the Wall Street Journal saying that Vince McMahon felt like he got wrong advice about retiring in the first place. He got bad advice, and that if he were to do it over again, he would have just wrote it out and then wait for the story to die down.
Well, here's the thing. He still owned most of the company anyway.
Yeah.
So he still has really all the power regardless. I don't really see a huge issue of him wanting to take full control of the company again. I don't see what the big deal is.
If there's more stuff that comes out about him, then that's gonna look bad on the company. And unlike UFC, WWE for some reason actually does care about their public image.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve, if he would never have retired if the situation wasn't as bad as it was.
What of him committing adultery?
Not adultery. Like he's using company money to silence people, which you're not supposed to do in the first place. The CNN CEO got fired over that. In corporate America, you're not supposed to engage in and sexual things with your coworkers, especially if you have power over them.
Yeah, that's
Especially
true.
yeah, especially if you have power over them.
Yeah, that's true. But at the end of the day, though, it's still his company. It still belongs to him. He still has the majority of the shares, with that company. And if he decides to go back, then it's up to everybody else if they don't want to support the company anymore. And if you don't like it, then leave.
I mean,
What, he's gonna fire himself?
well, obviously not. But let's say if he commits murder, like, or be like, it's still my company. I can still have It don't work that way. If you're a publicly traded company, you're fair game. Now, when it comes to Saudi Arabia, when the Saudi Arabia deal is that if Saudi Arabia does buy WWE, they will make it private. Now, if they make it private, then all of the stuff that Vince McMahon did no longer matters at this point. Won't matter at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And if he does go, and that's why the Saudi Arabia rumors got so much steam, because it makes perfect sense. They pay him a whole bunch of money. They're willing to pay for it, right? They give him a whole bunch of money. They take the company private, and they keep him in charge. So he gets what he wants. He gets exactly what he wants. You don't have to deal with the government no more since it's private. You don't have to deal with the government. And he can do whatever he wants. He has the freedom to do whatever he wants when it comes to the company. But when you're public, there are rules and restrictions that goes into that. That's why it was such a big deal when the company went public 30 years ago. So to me,
I mean,
I don't look. It's not going to stop, because they were saying, "Oh, things are not going to change," and then the next day, Stephanie McMahon steps down. You know what I'm saying? And they're saying, "Oh, well, the creative process is going to stay the same." I don't buy that shit for a second. If I'm Triple H, I'm counting the days. I'm counting the days, because he will come back and take over that creative position spot again. He will do that.
You're talking as if this is such a bad thing for the company, that if he wants to take over again, like you making it seem like this is such an awful thing.
Well, it's a bad thing for me. It's a bad thing for me because I don't like WWE's version of wrestling.
Well, okay, has it gotten better when he left?
It's gotten a little bit better.
A little bit better. Like we all already know in the past that it's never going to duplicate what the success that it did back then. It's not. So, I mean, at the end of the day, regardless of who was in charge, the company is never going to reach that peak again. It's not. So,
I mean, when it comes to peak, they don't care about that. They care about money, making money, and they make more money now than they ever have. They make more money now than they ever have.
even in the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They make more, because you have to remember you have new revenue streams now. New deals, new ways to watch. They make more money now than they ever have. And they were going to do that with or without McMahon. And in a company where not only are this stuff not only is this stuff not resolved, there's still more stuff that can come out about what he's done with the company money.
But I still, but at the end of the day, I still believe that the company would have remained the same regardless. Like if there wasn't going, like, I understand what you're saying about how they made more money, even more money than when they in the Attitude Era. But at the end of the day, though, if the product didn't improve, who cares? Like who actually cares? Like who cares who's in charge or who's taking over if the company is going to remain the same? Yeah, they made a lot of money, but if there's no improvement on the product, like who gives a rip? I don't care. And I will only care once whoever is in charge actually makes the company relevant again. That's what I care about.
But they're more. I mean, in some ways, they're more relevant than they ever been. The only thing that they lag behind compared to the Attitude Era is the ratings. Is the ratings.
Exactly.
And but that's something that's been going down since McMahon's been in, like that's been a thing since McMahon's been there. The ratings have faltered. That's on McMahon. Like that's not on Triple H. Like Triple H, he's only gotten a year to implement his changes. He's only gotten a year, and someone like Vince McMahon, who retired in disgrace, is now going to come back, and I guarantee you, he's going to come back and be part of creative again. And then all the problems that we had when it comes to quality and the mood of the locker room. Like the one thing that was reported is that the locker room had better morale without him there. And now that he's coming back and he's likely going to bring his people back in, yeah, that shit is going to go down in the shitter again.
Well, he's probably just. I don't think he's going to. Just obviously just my thinking. I don't think he's going to be as involved, like he was in recent past. I think he's just probably going to be like somewhat like an overseer, but he's not going to be directly, make all the moves. If you know what I mean.
If a guy who egomaniac like him, look at what he did to get the company back. He held them hostage. He pretty much said, "Yo, I'm willing to kill this company if I don't get my way." And you think a guy like that is going to just sit back and be like, "Oh, if I want to be a creative director, I'm going to be." He's going to do it.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Okay? Like guys with his level of ego is that dude that stuff don't go away. And the way that. Go ahead.
But you don't think that Stephanie McMahon just could have? I mean, why even step down? Like she pretty much resigned, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, why leave the company completely? I don't understand.
Because I don't think she was in favor of what her dad was doing. She wasn't in favor of it because she only came back when he left. When McMahon was going through all the allegations and stuff like that, she already took a leave of absence, but then she came back.
Right.
And then once he comes back in an executive role, then you leave. Does that make any sense to you? And you also in the original email that he sent to them, he was like. He asked them if they can come back, and the board unanimously said no. And she's part of the board.
That's interesting.
All right, let me read this. Let me read these two comments. They contradict each other. Ryan Meadows said that his company, his money, his company, nobody held gun to employees' heads.
Yeah. It is his company. It's his company, and it's his money.
Raggy Joe said, and he's right. What Steve the conservatives failed to realize is he might have made the company, but when you make something public, you are beholden to the stockholders because it's their money into it, and that's the big difference.
It's their money in it too.
Yeah,
it's two O's. Raggedy Joe, just to let you know. At the end of the day,
and right now, I think there's a lawsuit that's in place just now. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah,
well,
they're right
here. Why are you looking for it, Jabana? That doesn't matter because he still holds the majority of the shareholder of the stock anyway. He still has the majority of the company, the percentage of the company in his name anyway.
Read this. Yeah, I'm saying right now. This man sued by WWE shareholder over return to company, changes to board, and more. Let me just read the article. At least one WB shareholder isn't happy with this man return to the company. Per Michael Nard of Bloomberg Law, a class action lawsuit filed against McMahon in the state of Delaware accuses him of illegally using his majority voting control to oust 3 board members and replace them with people loyal to him, and push through changes that would impose his will on the board and WWE. McMahon announced his retirement. I read that. No, I don't need to read that. I don't need to read that. We know this already. The company investigation also uncovered multiple separate agreements related to misconduct, claims made by different female employees against McMahon and John Laurinaitis, then WWE head of talent relations. Per Ariel Zelber of the New York Post, WB said in a USC filing, McMahon paid out a total of $14.6 million that were classified as unrecorded expenses and revised previous financial statements to reflect the expenditures. McMahon officially returned to WB. Yeah, we read that. Yeah, you like this is shareholders' money. You can't be fucking around with people's money. Actually, that's who I should have gone to. Brendan Thurston. He had the emails. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's being sued by at least one shareholder right now. Joe says, "Fuck off, grammar Nazi. There's a cap on characters, you twat." I don't know if you're talking to me or you.
No, he's talking about me because I said that he's supposed to have 2 O's at the end of
Oh,
two. Now, all right, listen, you half-wit. All I'm trying to say at the end of the day was that he hold the majority of the percentage. That's all I'm trying to say. And as far as the whole grammar is concerned, yeah, yeah. How is it funny if I mean my bad if you want to talk about there's a cap, we'll continue on with the message and the next what do you call it and the next
sentence.
and huh.
Sentence.
No. Just continue. Just continue on. With the next. Just stop it. Go to part 1 and do a part 2. That's it. I mean,
All right. Regardless of that. So yeah. So to me, McMahon, he's going to get away with this, again, because he never, not one time did he address any of the NDAs that he had these women sign. None of the money that he has spent, company money that he has spent. He hasn't said nothing about any of it, and he's not going to, because no one's going to hold him accountable. No one's going to hold him accountable. But it is what it is, and the stock market, they were so happy about this not because he came back, because he pretty much said that the company was going to go for sale. And when you put a company for sale, that's big. That gives Wall Street a boner. So let me read this from Joe. The reason Elon and what he wants is because it's private and he owns it. He did not make it, nor did he make Tesla. On the opposite hand, WB is public and he can't do anything he wants, even if he made it. Okay, and he calls you idiot. So yeah.
Jabonis is a brute, and he always has been. He always will be. Now, look, I'm not saying that you are wrong, but what did Hoovy just say? He said that he held the company hostage, right? Pretty much, he just did what he wants. Like that. That's the thing that you fail to understand. Regardless whether if that's factual or not, that's not the argument. At the end of the day, the argument is he still did what he wanted to do to get back into the company. That's what.
Here's the thing, right? If he had waited a year, right, for the investigation to be over, and I don't know if he apologized or whatever, right? If he had just done that and then come back, I don't think not a lot of people have as much of a problem with it. He waited 6 months, and it was like, you know what? I'm bored. I'm just gonna come back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy to me. Now, before we go, I want to make it known and make it clear that the company has not sold yet. Nothing sold yet. The rumor came out about Saudi Arabia, but nothing's final. Nothing's final. And then Joe said that, and that's why he's getting sued because you have to do it. You have to do it up to the board.
Yeah, but then if he gets rid of the company, then what? Then what?
Yeah, and there was also some bylaws that he changed in order for him to continue doing what he was doing.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that Joe is not understanding. Like, okay, then what? And besides, it's just only I'm actually surprised it's only one person that wants to sue him. Like, where is everybody?
I think there's probably going to be more people. There's likely going to be more people. But I think what Joe, like, I get where both of you guys are saying. Like, the company's public, so he can't just do whatever he wants. The problem is that Vince McMahon has set up the business to the point where he can do whatever he wants. Even though it may very well be illegal, is the government going to come after him over it? And the answer is probably going to be no.
I don't think the government gives a rip of what's going on in WWE.
I don't. It depends on who's in charge. It depends on who's in power. I'll just leave it at that. It depends on who's in power.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this was, I mean, this was fun. I hope we actually get to talk about this when there's more, update.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have definitely have to continue on with the story because this is just crazy. Like when this hit, when I heard about it today, and McKinley told me that they're pretty much is going to sell. Like I just couldn't believe it. I said we had to talk about it, and I knew you was probably going to want to talk about it also. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that you did.
Yeah. Like they are definitely going. They're definitely up for sale. That's why Nick Khan is there to negotiate not only a media rights deal, but to sell the company to the highest, to the best bidder.
Yeah,
and it could be Disney, it could be Comcast or Xfinity or whatever the hell, NBC. It could be Saudi Arabia. It could be any of these companies. And the company who owns UFC, Endeavor, they can buy them, and it's not gonna matter to them because if Vince McMahon goes rolling out and shit like that, they're not gonna do nothing to him. So what the fuck does it matter? But when it comes to McMahon, I think what he wants to do, and the same thing that really much what happened to Dana White when UFC sold, when Zuffa, which is Dana White's company, when he sold it to Endeavor was the one that was like, yo, we want you to stay. We'll give you money we'll pay you to stay or whatever. And they was like, okay, I'll do that. And a company like Saudi Arabia, Endeavor are probably going to ask McMahon to do the same thing. Be like, hey, we'll own the company, but you still run it, basically. I guarantee that's the deal that he's looking for.
Yeah. But we're definitely gonna, talk more about it, and I'm definitely I'm definitely looking forward to see how this is going to turn out.
Yeah,
for sure.
We'll
but
see.
Yeah, but we reached 3 hours. And I know you have to go to work. I know you're already late, but definitely appreciate it.
I called them ahead of time, so they'll be fine. So let me do the roll call. Joe, thank you, and yeah, don't worry. I'll look at my phone when I'm done.
And Joe, it would have been great if you were participating in the Joker, because I really wanted to hear what your input was, even though we argued about it, over on Twitter. But I kind of wanted to see what your response would have been, and I'm pretty sure it just would have been nothing but explicit language. But
right, Ryan Meadows, thank you for watching. Let's see. Malta, Ruben, thank you guys for watching. David, thank you for watching. Tough Cat, thank you for watching. I know Jay Wags, I remember seeing you. Thank you for watching. Chris Garcia, thank you for watching. McKinley, thank you for watching.
Of course.
And I think that may Conspiracy Agent, thank you for watching.
Yeah. Okay. You always have a and don't forget David. Did you get David?
Yeah, I got David.
You always seem to forget. You always every time when you do the roll call, you ever notice you always forget that one or two people every time? Like it's. I just find it to be funny. That's all. I just.
But we're comments and stuff like that. We're doing good there. So yeah, the Greg Berhalter stuff we'll do that next week. It'll probably be the first topic we talk about because that one's crazy too. That story is crazy too. But
Yeah.
anyways,
That's.
I got
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. So Hoovy has to go. We're gonna be here again on Monday next week. We're gonna talk more about NFL stuff, and I do want to talk about a little bit with the NBA because as a request for Malta, I'll have a couple of things I have to say about the Nets. But other than that, this is the Traditionalist 101 signing out and have a good one.
Groovy 186. I'm out. Peace out.